And here they are, Friday, June the 14th, a cool night in Munich. Dark clouds overhead. Scotland captain Andy Robertson, with the Scotland pennant in his left hand, shakes the hand of his opposite number, Ilkay Gundogan. They exchange a brief embrace as well. Andy Robertson captains his country for the 50th time. And Pat Nevin, I mean, you have played for Scotland at one of these tournaments, but the sight for the Scotland players and the sound that greeted them and that national anthem out here on the field at the Allianz Arena, that is a small corner of Scotland, that deep dark swathe of blue which dominates away to our left.
I know, I wonder if it was only me, there's a few English people around me, that was quite spine tingling, I thought. It was quite moving. And also quite moving the fact that the Scotland fans were really appreciative of the German national anthem. But that noise, this size of stadium, this importance and the belief, this is almost new for Scotland. And that's why, as Paddy said, and as Chapa's reiterated, it could be the biggest result in Scotland's history. But the thing you have to remember, there's still an outside chance, but we're going to hopefully have a go.
Chris Sutton, you've played in some big games, some massive stadiums, some incredible atmospheres. How does this rank tonight?
Oh, I mean, it's up there with the very best atmosphere I've ever heard. There's such a buzz, such anticipation within the stadium, and now it's up to the players to go and perform. Scotland aren't in this tournament to make the numbers up. There's a belief within this squad, but they're going to have to do it the hard way because they're facing the host Germany on their home patch.
Chris Sutton, former Premier League winner. Pat Nevin, former Scotland international, represented his country at Euro 1992. With us on 5 Live, about to get underway in Munich. Coverage of all 51 matches at Euro 2024 on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. This the first of them, and a long ball is driven forward by Mittelstadt towards the edge of the Scotland penalty area, and there's a couple of hacks at it at the back there, and eventually it's cleared to the halfway line. So Scotland defending the goal away to our left, with those thousands and thousands of Scotland fans packed into the end behind that goal that Angus Gunn guards. They're in the dark blue shirts, blue shorts, blue socks, yellow trim on the kit. And Die Mannschaft, the German national team, playing at home here in Munich in white shirts with the red, yellow and black trim on the shoulders and on the sides of the shorts. Early possession for Germany. First break in play. I'll remind you of the two team lineups as well. Rudiger's on the ball. He slips slightly as he drives the ball forward. Wirtz is in, one-on-one, and Gunn comes out and makes a great save. Blocks with his chest. Early German corner, but the offside flag is up. It wouldn't have counted. It would have been checked, Pat Nevin.
It was very, very tight. Scotland have played a very high line there, but I think he is just about offside. I think they got it right there. Keeper couldn't take a chance with that one. Just out of interest, the way Scotland have lined up right at the start, it looked like a 5-4-1, but they knew they were going to get attacked right from the start. We'll see what happens when it settles down.
Chris Sutton, you made the point last night in our preview programme. You played with Brian Gunn in Munich, made the best save of his career, you told me.
Yeah, he did. Massive game. Norwich City back in the day beating the mighty Bayern Munich. Angus Gunn, big save, albeit it would have been offside, but Anthony Ralston took a chance there, got away with it.
Right, here come Germany again. They've started well, they're on the front foot. Loads of exciting attacking talent. Wirtz plays it to his left. Musiala slightly miscontrols. Little trick from him. Great tackle inside the penalty area is made by Ryan Porteous, and his clearance is blocked, and it goes out for a Scotland throw, Pat.
If I was going to tell you one worry I had before the start of the game, and it's nothing against Ralston, but on that right hand side for Scotland, he's limited experience and he's against the superstar in the making that is Wirtz. On the left hand side, Scotland get top quality players there. I think that's the way that Germany are going to try and get past Scotland from the start.
So Scotland throw taken by Porteous. He's playing on the right side of Scotland's back three. McTominay, tall man, is up to win a header. The ball falls at the feet of Wirtz, heavily involved in the opening stages. McTominay puts a foot on it, knocks a pass up the line. He goes out for a Scotland throw. Chris Sutton.
I think we wondered how Scotland would set up in that midfield, whether it would be Christie alongside McGregor. It does look like it's McTominay in that holding role alongside Callum McGregor. Christie narrow off the left-hand side, and McGinn narrow off the right.
Shea Adams flick on, McGinn stumbles on his knees, he manages to head the ball forward into the German half, then Mittelstadt goes down, McGinn has bumped into him, McGinn sort of shrugs, catches the ball, says what's all the fuss about, and then very cheekily, as is John McGinn's way, just drops the ball on Mittelstadt's chest as he's lying on the floor. Scotland team then Angus Gunn in goal, Ryan Porteous, Jack Hendry and Kieran Tierney, the three centre-backs, defending to do for Tierney, up against Musiala, shoulder to shoulder they go, Tierney knocks the ball into the shins of Musiala and it goes behind for the Scotland goal kick. Andy Robertson on the left, Anthony Ralston of Celtic on the right-hand side, McTominay, McGregor, John McGinn, Ryan Christie and Shea Adams as the centre forward. The blue socks of Scotland on his legs, just halfway up the back of his legs, clinging to his calves. Angus Gunn away to our left-hand side, waiting to take the goal kick. Manuel Neuer in goal for Germany. Kimmich, Rudiger, Jonathan Tah, Maximilian Mittelstadt, their back four. The bodyguard Robert Andrich in there to break things up. The destroyer win the ball and give it to Toni Kroos. Musiala and Wirtz either side of the captain Ilkay Gundogan, and Kai Havertz, who had such a stunning end to the season with Arsenal, playing through the middle, but there, Pat Nevin, we see, happy to drop back into the German half, looking to get in between the Scotland midfield and defence.
The intelligence he has as a player, I think, is formidable. I mean, if I was to talk about the players that expect to score most goals, I would put him up there in the tournament because he's in such good form.
Short, stocky Gundogan on the turn inside the Scotland half. Germany have lost it. Christie is there, plays the ball back to Robertson, drives it high, spinning ball drops midway inside the Germany half. Adams battles with Rudiger. Rudiger just lets it bounce, side foots a pass to his right, Robertson reads it well, he's on the charge down the left-hand side, Rudiger makes the tackle, looks pleadingly at the referee, but the referee, Clement Turpin, points Scotland's way, throw in for Scotland, attacking position on the left. 5 minutes in Munich, 5 Live and BBC Sounds, Germany 0, Scotland 0.
It's so frenetic, it hasn't settled yet, has it? But understandably, the Germans know what Scotland want to do, get close to them, give them no space. So they've started at a very high and intense rate. Scotland have managed to cope with it so far, but they've not really got their foot on the ball at any point so far.
We respect everyone, we fear no one, said the manager Steve Clarke. Long high throw into the Germany penalty area. Rudiger leaps, heads it away. Ralston wins a header for Scotland. Germany have a player down as they build an attack down the left-hand side. They're happy to keep playing. Mittelstadt looking for Wirtz. Good strength from Jack Hendry, ran with him, just muscled him off the ball, plays it back to Gunn. Gunn clears with his right foot down the right. Good strength from McGinn this time. Nods it back to Ralston. Ralston takes the ball up to the halfway line. Turns, plays back to Porteous. McTominay under pressure, very calm. Just toes the ball into midfield. And Callum McGregor, as Chris was saying before the game, immediately sees the space. Passes the ball out to the left. Robertson tries to thread it through to Christie. That was promising. It ends up in the arms of Neuer.
It was actually unlike Andy Robertson. Good run from Christie in the left-hand channel. Andy Robertson just overweighted the pass.
Germany 0, Scotland 0. Toni Kroos with the sharp side parting. Back in competitive international action for Germany for the first time since they lost to England at Wembley in the last 16 at Euro 2020. His return has made a massive difference to Nagelsmann's team. The wins over France and the Netherlands in March. Rudiger's on the ball. Jonathan Tah of Bayer Leverkusen is missed out in this move. It's across to Kroos. Kroos strokes it to his left to Mittelstadt. Wirtz plays a little 1-2 with the Stuttgart left back. Kroos again, just encroaching into the Scotland half. Shea Adams comes towards him. He teases him and knocks a pass to his right. Played out to the right by Tah. Chipped forward by Kimmich. Gundogan's in space here. Edge of the Scotland area. Slightly loose touch from him. Robertson nips in, clears with his left foot. Christie tries to control it. Kimmich goes down, and Clement Turpin is not interested in that. And that's going to be a throw-in to Germany on the right. Pat Nevin.
Yeah, the referee had no idea that should be given to there, and I don't think the assistant referee knew either. I mean, Scotland seem to have a slight problem in the wider areas because the two wingers are actually going flying down time and again. And also, slightly higher defensive line than I probably expected for Scotland. And if you do that, you need to close down the midfield.
All those Scotland fans in the dark blue shirts away to our left, wrapped with attention here as Germany attack down the right. Musiala makes the dummy run. Germany have lost it. Shea Adams is deep for Scotland. Pushes a pass to his right. Ralston chases under the nose of Nagelsmann. Overran it. Out it goes for a throw. Wirtz takes it quickly. Might have been a handball by Havertz there as he leant in to control it on his chest. Wirtz again. Plays back into the midfield. Here's Andrich, Robert Andrich of Bayer Leverkusen. Cross comes in from the right. Havertz just tries to glance a header back to the edge of the box. McTominay stretches, clears with his right foot. Mittelstadt lays it off to Kroos. Kroos immediately head up, looking for a white shirt in space. Andrich forward to Wirtz, laid off towards Kroos, didn't quite find him. Now Kroos has the ball at his feet again, 35 yards out in a central position. Mittelstadt in space on the left, deep curling cross towards the far post. Backward header from Andy Robertson goes out for a throw in to Germany.
It's actually a very narrow back five for Scotland. I think they're saying that, or Steve Clarke is saying, do you know what, in wide areas we'll take you crossing the ball in and we'll have to deal with it.
That'll worry you slightly, Chris, because I think when you give Havertz space from crosses like that, it's pretty special.
Here's Kroos, again, central position, about 40 yards from the Scotland goal. Rudiger to Musiala in the inside right channel. Kimmich at walking pace, level with the edge of the Scotland penalty area. Digs a ball back to Rudiger. Here's Jonathan Tah. Now Kroos just draws the challenge from McGinn, but McGinn gets a little foot on the ball there, which knocks it back into the Germany half, and Tah has to go chasing. Tah's low pass, skidding across this perfect pitch here in Munich. Down the right it goes to Havertz, who has dragged Jack Hendry and Kieran Tierney away with him. Havertz stays wide on the right-hand side. Tierney's right in front of him, intently watching the ball at Havertz's feet. Back it comes from Germany. Andrich across here to Tah. Lots and lots of passing and possession from the home team. Wirtz pops up in space, and then Andrich through to the edge of the box. Havertz is back heel, intercepted. Christie prods it back to the edge of the box, and it's cleared away up towards the halfway line. Tah heads it to his left, and here's Mittelstadt against John McGinn.
Yeah, there's a pattern emerging though, isn't it? And the worry before the game is Scotland have to get up the pitch, but it's coming back at the moment, wave after wave.
Long diagonal from Kroos out to the right. Kimmich, low ball, Wirtz with the drive. Good save, Gunn. No, it's in off the post. Angus Gunn got a big right hand to the ball, but Germany has scored in the first 10 minutes of Euro 2024, and this could be one of the stars of the tournament. Florian Wirtz with his right foot, crisply struck, low to Gunn's right. Gunn did his absolute best to keep it out, but it goes in off the post. It's Germany 1, Scotland 0.
Well, obviously we've given so much space there, but they were getting, Chris has just said exactly the point. Scotland were getting further and further back, they were getting deeper and deeper and deeper, and if you start with a back five and they're not getting up at all, you're just inviting pressure, and that's what's paid off for the Germans. It was a really nice first time finish, but no one close to them when the ball was played in.
Yeah, I've got to say, I just wonder whether Angus Gunn could have done slightly better. Gets a good hand to the ball, goes in off the inside of the post. I think he'll be disappointed with that. The spot though, Florian Wirtz drifted late to the edge of the box. The Scotland defence had dropped really deep, drifted in. Ralston hadn't quite picked him up. It was a decent strike. I think Angus Gunn will be disappointed though.
Well, that's the danger. We knew it was there. We talked about it in the build-up to this game, and Florian Wirtz has scored his second goal for his country. So Scotland behind early on, but they're on the ball inside the Germany half on the left-hand side. Ryan Christie brings it infield, chased by a couple of German defenders. Back to McGregor it goes. Scotland just have to settle themselves and try and keep the ball for a little bit here. Good ball forward to Christie. Rudiger in with a strong challenge. Christie rolls over, picks himself up. Musiala with the ball wide on the right. Robertson nicks in, takes it off him, and Kieran Tierney plays back to Angus Gunn. I didn't even have time to get the scary stats out of the way. Germany, in terms of playing in the opening games of major tournaments, have played in 7 and never lost one. Scotland have never beaten Germany in a competitive fixture. They're behind here in Munich early on tonight. The ball has gone out for a Scotland throw. The Nagelsmann celebrations as well were quite something on the sidelines.
But the pressure he is under going into this tournament, you know, it would be a disaster if Germany didn't win tonight from a German perspective. This is so big. They want to gather momentum, and he's had the perfect start.
Chris Sutton and Pat Nevin with us here in Munich. So Florian Wirtz's goal has gone down as being scored in the 10th minute of this game. Germany have won the ball back on the halfway line. Tah threads one through to Wirtz. Wirtz, who's got the real look of a proper street footballer about him as well. Again, socks halfway up the legs, hair shaven short on the sides of his head, slightly longer at the back and on the top, popping up in all sorts of spaces. There's Gundogan, lays it back into the Germany half. Now Rudiger looking for the longer ball down the inside right channel. Havertz lets that bounce. Andrew's got to deal with Havertz here, tries to turn him, edge of the Scotland box, and Tierney is able to bring it away. Plays into the feet of McTominay. McTominay can't keep that. Germany have won it
Very
back.
few options when Scotland break out for the back. You've got Arnaud up front, but other than that, there's no space. There's nobody ahead of a player when you break out for the back, and you just lose possession again too easily.
Musiala has now popped up on the left-hand side for Germany, controlling this game, leading Scotland by a goal to nil. 5 Live and BBC Sounds live in Munich. Munich invaded by Scotland fans, thousands of them here inside this stadium, thousands more in the city tonight, watching, listening, wherever they can. Tony Kroos, ball towards Musiala, strong challenge comes in from McTominay. Scotland trying to win this ball back. Andrich into the path here, Musiala edge of the box. Porteous spotted the danger, made the challenge. Christie lays it back to Robertson. Christie's then run into Andrich. He's been caught off the ball, he's gone down holding his face. Scotland will get a free kick, Pat.
Well, the VAR will look at this without a doubt. I don't actually think it was deliberate. We'll have another look at it in a moment. But the work of, well, he knew what he was doing there, didn't he?
The bodyguard has body checked him.
Absolutely.
That was pretty deliberate.
The thing is, the referee's not going to act on that. It's not enough. He knew exactly where the line was. That's actually pretty smart. But the way the Germans have closed down has actually been really, really impressive so far. Scotland players just do not get a second on the ball. And McGregor would like to start controlling the play. Can't go on it.
Impressive start made by Germany. This stadium hosted the first game of the World Cup back in 2006, and again the build-up to that tournament. German fans not entirely sure how their team was going to perform under Jurgen Klinsmann. Philipp Lahm scored an early goal in that game. They beat Costa Rica by 4 goals to 2. That lit up the opening day of the tournament, got Germany going. They made it all the way through to the semi-finals before losing an absolute classic against Italy. They lead Scotland tonight by a goal to 0. McTominay inside his own half, sees Ralston in space on the right. Mittelstadt closes that down. It's played back to Ryan Porteous of Watford. Jack Hendry is the middle of the 3 centre-backs for Scotland. Across it comes to Tierney. Tierney fires it low and hard up towards Christie. Back to Robertson. Now Shea Adams wide on the left. Great build-up play by Scotland. And then Tierney's just lost it. He just put his head up there for a second. The ball got away from him and it was taken off his toe. 15 minutes gone in the first half. Here's Tony Kroos controlling things for Germany. Steve Clarke, calm as ever. Hands clasped behind his back in a smart, dark suit. Just beneath us on the touchline here. Jonathan Tah on the ball for Germany inside the centre circle. Finds Kroos. Kroos creeps forward into the Scotland half, looking to his right, lays it back to Tah. Tah across to Rudiger here. Scotland are chasing, trying to keep Germany at bay. Kroos again on the ball, just inside his own half. Feints to move to his left. To his right he goes. Andrich is involved. Across it comes to Rudiger. Christie goes chasing for Scotland, and eventually Manuel Neuer gets involved. Pat Nevin.
There was a few moments just before that when Scotland played it around the back, got the comfort of a few passes together, but as soon as they lose it, they're on the back foot again. But they need to keep on being brave enough to do that, because at some point Scotland will get a little bit of possession, hopefully in the opposition half. And if they do that, the confidence can grow, but they would like to do that before they lose another goal.
Wirtz and Tierney battle for a high ball. It bounces off the pair of them. Last touch came off Wirtz. It's gone out for a throw-in to Scotland, just short of the halfway line on the left-hand side. The other 2 teams in Group A meet tomorrow. Second game of the tournament, 2 o'clock kick-off. Full commentary on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Vicky Sparks and Izzy Christiansen will bring you Hungary against Switzerland. Scotland play Switzerland in Cologne on Wednesday, and then Hungary on Sunday, the 23rd of June. Porteous' ball forward doesn't find Shea Adams. It does find Tony Kroos. Kroos passes to Wirtz, trying to flick the ball past Tierney on the turn. Wirtz gets another opportunity, lays it back to Andrich, into the feet of Gundogan. Gundogan, central position, 45 yards from goal. Plays out to the right to Bayern Munich's Joshua Kimmich. And then Andrich back to Tah. Germany in total control at the moment.
Yeah, Scotland can't get a foothold in the game at this moment in time. Saw Porteous there rushing a pass. See the way that they're set up, Scotland. They're a flat back 5. When the ball goes out to Ralston, see the German left back Mittelstadt squeezing right up on him. Scotland not confident and composed enough at this moment in time to play out.
It is a 5-4-1, isn't it? The problem is the four's very deep. So when you lose it there, you've only got one guy up front. I think a big difference is, see, when you haven't got Billy Gilmore in the midfield, you can't play into that midfield as much, because he will hold it with loads of players around him.
Andrus ball through the middle. Angus Gunn's come a long way off his line, but he's made the right call. 10 yards outside his penalty area, catches it on the half volley, clears it high in the air. Christie battles for it, and it goes out for a Germany
I think he'll be disappointed with the goal, but that was brilliant from Angus Gunn. I don't think he took a chance. I think he'd read that situation superbly. Otherwise, I think it was Wits again who may have been in.
McTominay trying to burst out from the Scotland half. The ball wouldn't quite come down for him. Shea Adams couldn't control it either. And back into the pattern of the game we go so far. 18 and a half minutes played in Munich. Germany 1, Scotland 0. Gundogan slides one through. Chance for Havertz, takes a touch. Back onto his right foot, lays it back here. Musiala touch, driven shot. Roof of the net. Nothing Angus Gunn can do about that. I thought the chance might have gone, and Havertz took too long, but he picked his pass, and the finish from Musiala was exceptional. It's a tough night for Scotland already. Germany 2, Scotland 0.
Do you know the high line that we mentioned earlier on there? Scotland really can't play that. They need a lot more depth to it. They just need one clever move, and there are a lot of clever players on that German side. There were 3 passes on before the final pass that actually broke the line there. It actually looks really naive at the moment doing that, and it doesn't look as if that's the last time that's going to happen. And you can see there's an inquest with the Scotland players there. That is not working. That trying to be a high line is not working at all, because we can't get close to anyone in midfield. Well done, Germany.
You've got to say the pass from Gundogan, lovely turn, and then the pass to Havertz. I thought he took an extra touch and maybe he should have gone first time. He didn't. On the edge of the 6-yard line, he turned around and fed the ball to Musiala. What a magnificent finish that was, drilled in from 10 yards into the top corner. This could be a long night for Scotland.
So, Germany 2, Scotland 0. Florian Wirtz and Jamal Musiala, the 2 21-year-olds, the 2 goal scorers. And we're getting a close-up camera shot just after the goal went in of Callum McGregor and Andy Robertson deep in conversation, trying to sort this out, Pat Nevin.
Yeah, you need to. If you keep on playing this way, by half-time it could be horrible. Really, I mean, it's not very nice as it is if you're a Scotland fan. But at the moment, there's only one team playing any football at the moment. There's only one team in this competition at the moment. However, will they adapt it? They look at all the players are turning around and shouting towards Stevie Clark. They want to change something, they want to adapt something. It's just not working.
But Ralston's an issue at right wing back. When they're on the ball, he's very flat, and because he's flat, Middlestat can get up to him and put him under pressure. They need to be braver. Ralston needs to get higher when they're on the ball. It's easier said than done.
That's why I asked the question the other night, Chris. Do we play McTominay out there as a right wing back who could do that job for you, and stick Billy Gilmore in there, and then you have got people that are that much more comfortable in the ball?
Here they come again. Havertz trying to race onto a through ball. Gunn quickly off his line, edge of the box, knocks it out for a throw into Germany, who leads Scotland 2-0.
And I've got to say, I swear the Germans have been very good. We talk about the Scotland high line, but they've always had runners, whether it's Musiala, Havertz on that occasion, making runs in behind.
Feels like Germany are laying down a marker at the start of Euro 2024. First game live from Munich here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. 3 more commentaries coming your way tomorrow. Hungary, Switzerland at 2. Spain, Croatia kicks off at 5 o'clock. Ian Dennis and Dion Dublin with the commentary for you there. Italy, Albania is an 8 o'clock kickoff tomorrow night. That game is also on BBC One. And then England into action on Sunday, their first game, 8 o'clock kickoff against Serbia. That game also on BBC One. Our commentary team, John Murray and Matthew Upson. So we're almost a quarter of the way through this game. Steve Clarke, stroking the beard, is pensive. Scotland 2-0 down. Tierney plays forward. Stadium feels rampant and bubbling. We've been talking all night about the Scotland fans in the dark blue shirts. Mustn't ignore all these fans in the replica German kit sweeping around the stadium away to our right hand side. Scotland have a free kick inside their own half. They've gone to Hendry, now Porteous. Porteous finds McTominay, under pressure plays back to Porteous. Here's Ralston, closed down by Mittelstadt. Mittelstadt comes through the back of him and concedes the free kick.
No one's got a second in the blue shirt, absolutely no one. They've been closed down brilliantly. We're talking about Scotland quite a lot. The Germans, they have worked so hard. Everyone's been good in the ball. they actually look as if they've got 4 more players on the pitch at any one time. And when Scotland try and play along the back, when they've got an extra man or two there, they still can't get out with it. They're not technically adept to get by that line, and it's all started by Havertz closing it down.
Scotland have it again, edge of their own penalty area. Porteous plays to his right, Mittelstadt breathing down the neck there of Ralston. Scotland get it up towards McGinn. Very rarely seen him on the ball so far in the game. Shuttles across midfield, lays it off to Tierney. Tierney has space to bring this forward. He's made 30 yards downfield, midway inside the Germany half, looking for Shea Adams. Hopeful cross, cleared away by Jonathan Tah. Gundogan and McGregor go in for a 50-50. Foul by McGregor. Free kick for Germany. They lead Scotland 2-0.
I think Tierney needs to show a little bit more composure there. Tried to force a pass to Shea Adams on the diagonal. Shea Adams is never going to get it anyway. McGregor trying to win the ball back against Gundogan. Just gets the man.
As well as listening to our Football Daily podcast throughout this tournament, the Scottish Football Podcast also available for you on BBC Sounds for all the news, reaction, analysis from the Scotland football camp. Sliding challenge from Ralston, doesn't get enough on the ball. Mittelstadt is there, fires the pass in, edge of the box. What a first touch by Musiala. Christian with the challenge. Musiala goes down. Penalty for Germany. The referee points to the spot. The video assistant referee will have to check. Brilliant first touch by Musiala on the edge of the box. Christian with the challenge. Pat Nevin and Chris Sutton will have a look at the replays when we get them. Scotland captain Andy Robertson has come across to have a word with the referee, and Scotland at the moment, Pat, are caught in the headlights.
It's a penalty kick. That will not be changed round. He just wasn't quick. Feet weren't quick enough. Musiala's where he's not caught the ball, and there's a horrible moment that many people might remember when Germany played Brazil over in Brazil, and it turned into one of the very, very ugly games, particularly for Brazil. And if you're Scottish just now, you're feeling the same.
Right, information from the video assistant referees comes up on our screens. Checking if foul is inside or outside the penalty area,
I think
Chris.
the initial contact is from outside the area. It goes into the penalty area. Musiala, gotta say, the touch in such a confined space was brilliant. He gets his body in, and Christie, he says he got the ball, he didn't. He catches Musiala's right ankle, but I think it's just outside the box.
Well, Clement Turpin, the referee, pointed to the spot. We're still checking at the moment if the foul is inside or outside the penalty area. That's the message we're getting, but we're not getting any more replays of the incident. There were 2 rather clumsy challenges, one from Christie, one from Tierney. But you're right, it's about the first one.
Well, it is, but
was.
it goes into the box.
Yeah. Outside the penalty area, I think. Clement Turpin, what's he saying here? Yeah, Scotland fans are celebrating away to our left. So it's been deemed that the initial contact was just outside the penalty area.
That must have been very, very tight. We've not got a great angle of it, but it showed just that first angle. But even so, it's a very, very dangerous place. There could only have been millimetres in that. Scotland got a bit lucky there.
The point you make as well, Pat, about that semi-final in 2014, and Steve Clarke has made this point ahead of this game. You know, Scotland's aim here is to get out of the group for the first time in a major tournament. Now, you can do that with possibly even 3 points, but the goal difference then becomes hugely important.
Exactly. But at the moment, they've got a free kick which is so close. It's dead on the 18-yard line, millimetres out with it. And if you're Angus Gunn just now, it's just going to be a sea of bodies. And there's 1 or 2 that are quite good at free kicks in that Germany side. They've
lined up the German players. There's 4 of them like a clock face. So there's 4 of them surrounding the ball at 12 o'clock, quarter past, half past and quarter 2. Kimmich is standing at half past, Gundogan is there, Kroos is there and Havertz is there.
There's some money on.
Yeah, I think
the money's on Havertz.
Okay. Chris?
I think Gundogan's at 22 now.
27 minutes gone in the first half. Germany leading Scotland 2-0. And Scotland fans just praying another one doesn't end up in the back of the net. Game still to come against Switzerland and Hungary, but a big, heavy defeat here could be hugely damaging. Havertz to the right, Kroos to the left, Kimmich standing about 5 yards away. Kroos, then Havertz, the shot's deflected and it comes through to Angus Gunn, who was already down, diving to his right, and it rolled calmly towards him.
Massive sigh of relief from those Scotland fans behind the goal there. I mean, a third goal just now is frightening, because at that point you need to be so strong than not to fold. And at the moment Scotland are trying to be brave, but it's a hard night. You just cannot get any touches in the final third, Scotland, at all.
Rudiger defensively volleys the ball away for Germany. It's gone out for a throw into Scotland. Attacking position on the left, chipped in the air by Robertson. McGregor tries to chest it down. Christie's in there. He's lost the 50-50. Whacked away by Andrich into the Scotland half. No one's there.
Is that the highest line you've ever seen? Scotland were 20 yards inside the opposition. Now, I understand why you're doing it there. You're trying to press the opposition, but see if they're quicker than you on the break. That's a very dangerous thing to do.
Germany 2, Scotland 0. Musiala has the ball at his feet, but it's already gone out for a Scotland throw. On the left, 10 yards inside the Germany half. And Andy Robertson, the Scottish skipper, who at the moment is just intent on trying to sort of stem the flow of this Germany team that keeps coming sweeping towards Scotland and battering away at the Scottish defences. Germany win it. Musiala, brilliant quick feet on the right-hand side. Wriggles out of trouble, still going. Steps away from McGregor. He's caught. Free kick for Germany. Blimey, Musiala and Wirtz have both turned up.
Absolutely. Key players, young players. Not Gundogan the experience, but Musiala, the little burst there. There was a clip on him. Free kick. Given.
He tried to stay up, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, what a difference that is to see a player who does that now after a brilliant twist and turn, great balance, and then doesn't go down when he's kicked. He tries to stay up.
Kimmich, ball into Gundogan. Angle is tight for him down by the byline on the right-hand side. Takes Jack Hendry away with him. Gundogan is moving away from goal. Germany in control of this opening game at Euro 2024, leading Scotland by 2-0. 15 minutes remaining in the first half. Here's Gundogan, inside right channel, 35 yards out. Germany come back towards the halfway line. Jonathan Tah to his right, to Rudiger. It's the German fans you can hear singing loudly at the moment inside this stadium. Kroos's ball away to the right. Kimmich trotting forward, midway inside that Scotland half. Musiala casually at walking pace, just gives it back to Kimmich. Rudiger to Tah. Germany have got Scotland where they want them. Andrich and Kroos, the midfield buddies, exchange a quick 1-2 at short range. There's Kroos, curling pass, bounces once, Kimmich controls. Closed down by Robertson on the left, and here's Rudiger. Rudiger trying to knock one through the lines. Half intercepted. McTominay, heavy challenge on him. Just outside the Scotland penalty area. That'll be a free kick to Scotland, first yellow card of the game.
Yeah, and Andrich living up to his reputation there. I think it's his third pretty reckless challenge. He does get part of the ball, but he gets part of McTominay again, unfortunately for him.
It's a brave referee. You know, he's actually let it run quite a bit. You know, there's been a few tackles thrown in from Scotland particularly, and you know, softer referee might have been getting his cards out earlier and showing them towards the players in blue. Now Scotland are going to make quite a noticeable tactical change here by the looks of things. And it's coming from McGinn, who's now going a little bit further over left.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go for a 3-5-2, maybe. The looks of it.
Porteous' ball forward, header won by Christie, can't nod it to Adams, and it's headed back by Mittelstadt to the goalkeeper Neuer. If you weren't listening to us in the build-up, German football expert Archie Rintut told us that Andrich, who's picked up the first yellow card of the tournament, has a tattoo on a part of his body of someone making a sliding tackle. Whether he gets the ball or not in that sliding tackle, in that tattoo, I don't know.
Which part of his body?
Was it? Where was it? Was it on his calf? It was on his calf.
I don't know.
You're being mischievous, Chris. Mittelstadt plays to Wirtz, one of the goal scorers tonight for Germany, testing Scotland every minute of this game. Ball into the penalty area. Shot driven into the bottom corner. The whistle had already gone. It's a free kick to Scotland. It was Havertz who leaped to win the header.
He only used one arm.
Just seeing a replay of it now. Havertz up against Hendry, sort of hits his outstretched left arm as he jumps. But again, the finish was sure from Musiala into the bottom corner. If those chances come, Germany are going to take them.
It's intriguing, you know, you're 2-0 down, you almost went 3-0 down, you're nowhere near in the game. And you can only say that the change that Stevie Clarke's made is positive. I mean, he's asked Christie to go much, much further up the field now, trying to get Adams a little bit of help. That should draw some defenders back a little bit. But it's going to leave a little bit more space in midfield here. But Scotland couldn't keep on playing the way they were playing. It was looking horrifying. So we'll see if this latest change that Steve made is going to work.
Long clearance downfield, clears everyone, and Jonathan Tah is there just to nod it back to Manuel Neuer, who's not had a single thing to do of note yet this evening, in a sort of lime green goalkeeping outfit splashed with orange away to our right. 38 years old, winning his 120th cap this evening. Rudiger digs his right foot under the ball, spin on that, lands just inside the Scotland penalty area. Havertz chases, half catches Angus Gunn. Gunn hobbles away and bowls it out to Hendry.
Yeah, he actually does well there. Gunn, ball going through, read it perfectly.
Gunn's clearance first time. Scotland can't hold on to the ball. It was meant for Christie. Germany have won it back. Here's Kimmich.
I think they're just going to be a bit more direct now, Scotland, with two up top, Adams and Christie playing close together. They have not been able to play through that German midfield. Germany suffocating Scotland.
Steve Clarke is scratching his head. We're inside the Allianz Arena, sometimes known as Das Schlauchboot, the dinghy, because of the big plastic panels that make it look like it's wrapped up in bubble wrap, changing colours all the time.
Scotland who are sinking at this minute, Bruce. I just wonder, Pat, half-time, whether you talk about a change now, whether Steve Clarke would think about going to a back four, getting James Forrest on a ball carrier to try and get them up the pitch, because in this first half they just haven't been able to play through the Germans.
And the problem is the ball's coming to Ralston almost as a wing back, and then he's been posted missing on the winger. You can't do that against the quality of player he's playing against there. So it may well be that is the case. A back four actually might suit them slightly better, but again, I think there will be changes at half time.
German fans feeling incredibly comfortable. A Mexican wave has started up 34 minutes into the first half. Away to our right-hand side it goes. I don't think it's going to make its way all the way around the stadium. It's pretty half-hearted at best at the moment. McGinn is battling for the ball inside the Scotland half. It's pinging around. It falls to Kimmich, finds Musiala, lays it off to Gundogan, back to Musiala. Twisting and turning, Tierney's in his way, chip ball by Kimmich. Musiala tries to get onto it, Hendry nods it away. McTominay does well for Scotland, holds onto it, plays to his right. Ralston is chased there by Wirtz and Musiala, does well to keep it for Scotland. McGregor, sliding challenge from Gundogan, doesn't make contact. McGregor onto McGinn, quickly onto Robertson, gets his head up. Scotland with some rare possession inside the Germany half. Curling cross from McGinn towards Adams, who was trying to get away from Mittelstadt. Mittelstadt turns, fires the ball downfield, blocked by Ralston, high up the pitch for Scotland, and away it goes for a Germany throw in the left-back position.
A deliberate attempt to get the ball out to Ralston and close him down, because every time it comes to him now, he's ending up getting the ball with two players on him and he's having to go backwards. And I think they know that he's one of the less experienced international players in the team, and he's been given a really, really tough time. But I think that's been quite specifically done by the Germans.
Scotland very unfortunate, of course, in losing two right-backs ahead of this tournament, and that's no disrespect, of course, to Anthony Ralston, who's out there playing at the moment, but to lose Aaron Hickey and Nathan Patterson was real misfortune for Scotland.
It's so difficult. 8 starts for Celtic in all competitions this season. Second choice to Canadian international Alistair Johnson, and then to come in at a game of this level and expect him to be able to cope, that's a tall order.
Here's Porteous, puts his thumb in the air towards Anthony Ralston, who made a run down the right. Porteous held onto the ball. Germany just standing off Scotland for a moment now. They're not chasing. Then Porteous fires that ball down the right, and Ralston was coming back towards him, and it's come straight through.
But when they're
Neuer
in possession, Gundogan is just shadowing McGregor. Do not let him get on the ball. Do not let him dictate. The Germans' plan has worked to perfection in this first half.
You've got to say you're quite impressed with Nagelsmann. He's taking Scotland seriously, seeing where the strengths and the weaknesses are, and he's picking them apart at the moment.
Youngest coach ever at a Euros, Julian Nagelsmann, 36 years old, sleeves rolled up on the card. He's striding up and down the technical area below us on the touchline. Jonathan Tah, one of his two centre-backs, plays to the other one, Rudiger. Back to Tah. Tah, right on the centre spot, looking for Wirtz. Scotland sense a chance to win it. They do that. Porteous plays back here to Ralston. Ralston in turn back to Angus Gunn. Rather nervy first touch, but he's able to clear with his right foot. Shay Adams goes down as Jonathan Tah challenges him, and Scotland do win a free kick 10 yards inside. The
reason why I laugh at that is because I'm sitting one person away from one of the best I've ever seen at doing that particular little trick.
What trick was that? That was
No, the ball comes up and you're back
being
in. You're
fouled?
back in.
Is that a trick?
Yeah, you're back in. The hit comes. If you get the foul, it's a foul. It's brilliantly done there.
Drawing the foul, perhaps, Chris. Is that what we're saying?
You were smiling as well. I
think
watched you.
You'll be hearing from my legal team.
Pat Nevin, Chris Sutton with us in Munich. Not going well for Scotland so far tonight. Opening game of Euro 2024. Austin McPhee, the set-piece coach, is out. This is a Scotland set-piece. McTominay, high curling ball towards the far post. Header won by Porteous. Loose ball on the edge of the box. Gundogan mops it up for Germany. Left-footed ball forward. Wirtz comes speeding towards it. Ralston's got to be careful there. But new Wirtz was there. Pokes it back on the half volley. Robertson gets a touch. Gets it to Gunn. Looking a little unsure there from Scotland. Forward it goes. Tarr heads it away. And it's at the feet of Porteous again. Pass to his left, Tierney down the line, takes a deflection, that pass, spins up in the air. Christie is trying to hold off Rudiger. Rudiger is all arms and legs and muscle and bustle and knocks Christie off the ball, and Germany play it up the right-hand side. McGregor sticks a left foot in and it goes out for a throw-in to Germany just inside their own half. 7 minutes remaining in this first half. Musiala and Wirtz the goal scorers, Germany 2, Scotland 0.
But it's been a wee bit better since they changed the system. I'm not saying Scotland are controlling the game, far from it. But it's not total domination inside their own half, looking as if they're going to lose a goal every time Germany play one of those through balls. But just a little bit better for Scotland, but every time Germany break, they are capable of creating a chance.
Ball is back with Tarr again. Tarr leaps into a side-footed pass. Plays it to Rudiger, a 31-year-old Champions League winner this season again. Fourth major tournament for Germany. Here's Mittelstadt, playing in his first, winning only his fifth cap for his country. Florian Wirtz, clever little trick on the edge of the penalty area. Finds Gundogan. Gundogan turns 180 degrees, rolls it across here to Rudiger. Whips the ball in, but it's straight at Angus Gunn, and Gunn catches that and clings onto it. Thinks about releasing it quickly and decides against it. Been talking about all the podcasts you can listen to during Euro 2024. Match the Day Top 10 podcast there for you again on the BBC Sounds app. Gary Lineker, Alan Shearer, Micah Richards, all things Euros, greatest games, controversial moments, etc, etc. Headed away by Porteous, controlled by Tony Kroos. Kroos just chips a ball delicately to his left, controlled by Mittelstadt. Mittelstadt's got Ralston in front of him. Wirtz in space just ahead of him. Wirtz has got Porteous backpedaling into the Scottish penalty area. Dangles a right foot in front of the ball, teasing the Scottish defenders. Musiala with a little back heel in the pink boots. Germany toying with Scotland at the moment, leading 2-0. 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Tarr again. Tarr to Musiala, attacking position on the left for Germany. McTominay's in front of Musiala. Musiala plays it back to Tarr. And Germany come back into their own half. Pat Nevin.
That's great game management from Germany. With just a few moments for Scotland, got up the field, getting in a more comfortable position. What did the Germans do? Hold it, keep it, zip it around quickly, ask the questions. We kind of sucked that spirit out of that Scotland squad. It was just beginning to lift a bit.
Oh, Musiala dancing forward again, swerving, avoiding challenges, keeping the ball. Kimmich, edge of the area, chips the cross in, headed down, Gunn makes the save, the rebound's missed, Gundogan's there, heavy tackle on Gundogan, shots driven in, could be another penalty.
Yeah, I tell you what, I think they'll look at that. I think it's a challenge from, I think it's Porteous. He does win the ball, but he absolutely wipes out, I think it's Gundogan.
Yeah. Well, at the moment, it's gone behind for a corner. Julian Nagelsmann, straight at the fourth official there, screaming for a penalty. We're getting another look at it now.
It's his left foot that has some. Now, I think both players actually could be injured here, but his right foot clears it, and it's a pretty good clear.
That's a shocker, that's a red card.
Ryan Porteous is going to get sent off surely, and Gundogan is flat on his back and hurt.
I've got to say, you can't defend that challenge. That's a disgraceful challenge. Only people will say, well, he's gone to block the ball. That's a red card offence. That's a leg breaker. That is an absolutely scandalous challenge from Ryan Porteous.
Not even a question over that. Not even a question. If he stays on the park, it's a disgrace. That's horrifying.
Well, both players are down at the moment, but Ryan Porteous of Scotland, definitely the offender there. Now, Chris, early in his career, playing for Hibs, he got sent off quite a bit. Now plays at Watford, hasn't been sent off since he's joined them. He's panicked there, he's leapt in. It's a horrendous challenge, and we've actually just got to hope that Ilkay Gundogan is okay.
I mean, we can see he's getting treatment just halfway up his shin. I actually, you can say what you like, you cannot tackle like that in any era of football. It's a disgraceful challenge. He knows what he's trying to do. He goes so high.
Two-footed,
yeah.
Studs up. I mean, every single red flag for a red card is there.
So at the moment, VAR are checking for a potential penalty. It says potential foul. Clement Turpin is jogging towards us. He's coming towards the monitor, but there's two things to decide here, and I don't think it's going to take too long to make the decision. The potential penalty, yes, and then the potential red card. Two-footed, straight onto the top of Gundogan's shin. Crazy challenge. Ryan Porteous has to go. Clement Turpin has seen enough. Didn't take him long. Points to the penalty spot. Now let's just wait and see. Surely it is going to be a red card. Turpin marches purposefully, and Porteous off the field, injured at the moment. Turpin leans into his back pocket. He's going to call the Scotland captain Andy Robertson over as well to explain his decision. No decision to make, really. It has to be a red card. It is a red card. It's a nightmare night for Ryan Porteous, a nightmare night for Scotland. 2-0 down against Germany, a penalty to come, down to 10 men, and we've not even reached half-time yet.
Well, I don't get this, Pat. Why is Ryan Porteous arguing? There's nobody in the world who, would accept that is a reasonable challenge. That is an absolute shocker from him. Deserved red, easy decision for the referee to make. He didn't take long at the monitor. A couple of seconds, we all saw it. Shake of the head from Ryan Porteous, but that's ridiculous, reckless.
Not even close. It's not even close to arguing that it's a strong yellow or anything. Now, Porteous, what he'll be saying is, well, I just tried to go for the ball and I just dived in there and I wasn't thinking. Look, none of them are good enough excuses, not even close.
Well, Scotland's tournament obviously won't end tonight. Big dreams, big hopes, big ambitions, going pear-shaped at the moment in Munich. 2-0 down. Porteous sent off. The decision has been explained to him, but as Chris Sutton and Pat Nevin have been saying, he knows. He's just desperate to try and stay out there. He knows he's made a terrible mistake, and now Angus Gunn has a job to do. Kai Havertz, 4 goals at major tournaments for Germany. The Arsenal man is going to take the penalty in his bright orange boots. Thousands of Scotland fans trying to put him off. Germany trying to take a 3-0 lead at the end of this first half, destroying Scotland at the moment. Deep breath from Havertz. Referee Turpin just having a word with Scott McTominay on the edge of the penalty area. Then the whistle blows. Havertz with his hands on his hips at the moment, stares at the ball, jogs on the spot, comes towards the ball, delay, sends Gunn the wrong way, and Germany having it all their own way tonight. It's going horribly for Scotland. Germany 3, Scotland 0. Porteous sent off. Scotland down to 10 men. It could get a lot worse.
Yeah, the nightmares that you have in the back of your mind. If you're Scotland manager, we're all coming home to roost now, and every Scotland fan as well, but down to 10 men. You're not being able to get a kick of the ball when you've got 11 men on the field. But on top of that, it's one of those nights, as Havertz walked up there, is there anybody in here that didn't think that ball was going to end up the back of the net? What a huge job Steve Clarke's got to do at half-time. What on earth do you do now?
Yeah, he had the old sympathy penalty, didn't he, earlier on in the season for Arsenal. Kai Havertz and he has a little stutter with his run-up, goes down the middle. I mean, it's game over, isn't it, already? It's about Scotland playing for the worst possible thing now. That's pride.
We actually get a VAR explanation on the screen. It's disappeared. It was in the sort of football legalese, but I think we could all see what happened there, and I hope we've described it to you clearly tonight. Ryan Porteous sent off. Dreadful challenge. Ilkay Gundogan, thankfully, back on his feet. Germany 3, Scotland 0. 3 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. Everything that could have gone wrong, Pat, pretty much has gone wrong.
Some of the decisions that, we were talking before about the decision that Steve Clarke's made. I'm sure we'll talk about this at half-time. But, he would have wanted Grant Hanley to be on. A player who's got a lot more experience at that level. He's went for Porteous, who's had some very good games for Scotland. But in the end, some of the decisions, they've just not won. Not to say that Scotland would have been any different. to be honest, whatever they played. To be fair, Germany have been miles ahead in every single department.
I don't want to be in a position where I said I told you so, but this sort of sums Ryan Porteous up as a player. He's got that in him, he's had that in him, he's gone to Watford. I think we're all hoping he's matured. You cannot do that at any level, at any stage, but when your team is getting going over, as Scotland have done tonight, I mean, he's absolutely killed his manager there, his teammates.
Andy Robertson for the 10 men of Scotland. Cross in from the left. And there's a foul there on Callum McGregor, so late free kick in the first half for Scotland. We're only at the halfway point in the first game of Euro 2024, but Germany already not being tested defensively yet tonight, but very much looking like contenders. No great surprise. 4 times World Cup winners, 3 times Euros winners, hosts here in 2024. And that's an interesting ploy from Scotland. John McGinn standing on the Germany goal line, then jogs back from the offside position as the free kick comes in from deep, headed away to Ralston. Referee nearly got in the way of Callum McGregor there. McGregor did well, controls the ball. Half-time whistle blows. Terrible first half for Scotland and fabulous for the hosts. Goals from Wirtz and Musiala early on, the two 21-year-olds, as they pulled Scotland apart. Then Ryan Porteous jumping into the dreadful challenge as he panicked. Angus Gunn had just made a save. There was a loose ball inside the box. Could have really badly injured Ilkay Gundogan. Thankfully, he's okay. Porteous sent off. Havertz stuck away the penalty. Scotland, Pat Nevin, in massive trouble.
Any strengths that Scotland have, they can't be used today. Tierney's not getting forward. Robertson's not getting the ball on the left-hand side. We cannot hold that ball in the midfield. I'd love to have seen Billy Gilmour on the field, because at least he'll hold it, he'll take it in, he'll maybe give his possession. At this level, you need to hold the ball, and we haven't done that at all. We missed out. Whether that would have stopped us getting beat 2-3-4-0 at the start of this game, because it could have been 4 very, very easily. I'm not sure I could say that either. The one thing you've got to say, I think the Germans suddenly, wow, going forward, they look a bit special.
Those the thoughts of former Scotland international Pat Nevin at half-time. We'll hear more from Mr. I Told You So in just a second. Germany 3, Scotland 0.
Just for clarity, that's Chris. Start made that clear. Here's, look, we can dissect all different parts of it. Talk about the ball, keeping the ball, having the ball. It's highlighted in particular with this. Tony Kroos's first 57 passes of the match were all successfully completed. By contrast, McGinn and Christie have both completed 4. Yeah. That is the difference.
It is the difference. Again, I talked about, we had Fanny on beforehand, James McFadden. We had a conversation earlier in the week about this, and both of us were really strong, saying you need Gilmour in there. And it'd be great if it was McGregor and Gilmour. Now I know the power thing, the smaller players, etc. But at this level, against technical teams, and this is a very good technical team, you must hold the ball at some point and get some sort of foothold in the game, or else you're chasing shadows. And the fact that we didn't start that, I just thought, and I know why Stevie's done it, because you the power of McTominay in there, that kind of helps. You need his physicality, all that sort of stuff. But at this level, you've got to be able to play. And we've not played football at all, and we've not held the ball at all.
I know you're saying, Pat, about Gilmour. I'm not so sure the way that the Germans have smothered Scotland, whether he would have made such a difference. I think you made the point quite rightly. They've targeted Scotland's right-hand side. Ralston has looked really, really nervous. They've played as a flat back 5.
Well, every time the ball's gone to Ralston, he's got 2 men on him.
Yeah.
So I can partly sympathise with him looking nervous, really.
Yeah, but the longer
they are on him as soon as the ball goes that way.
But the longer the half went on as well, Scotland were very, very tentative, and they really struggled to get up the pitch. Hence the change of playing Christie closer to Shea Adams up top, but then they have the narrow 3 in midfield, and the Germans have just gone wide. Mittelstadt out at left back has had loads of the ball, and they are so dominant. But just when you think, well, can Scotland get in at half-time, 2-0, what Porteous did, I mean, was absolutely scandalous, the challenge. He wasn't. You can have the argument that he was going to block the shot, but he knows what he's doing in that situation. He chucked it.
Only he will be able to tell us that. I think it's horrible. It's horrible. He's going to block it, but it's horrible.
He has only one job to do now: apologise to quite a lot of people, but particularly to Gundogan at the start, but also his teammates, because his teammates now, you've got 3 games, right? And you're going to have to work hard in all those 3 games. See the players that are going to be out in the second half here chasing shadows, you're going to be wrecked now. The effect you've had in this game is bad enough. You're going to have an effect on everybody in the game coming after that. It's a nightmarish scenario for everyone involved.
Poor old Grant Hanley's warming up now. Thanks very much, Steve, whacking me on at 3-0.
Well, I think they thought he was set to come on straight away after the red card, and then the fourth official signalled 3 to Steve Clarke. So I think they thought, let's just get to half time and then we'll do it. In the midst of all of this, Germany have been great. Yeah. I mean, and you could pick out any one of them really if you want to look at it. But the sort of Kroos Gundogan axis, i.e. Kroos sitting deep, Gundogan closing down further forward, the two young ones in Wirtz and Musiala, they've been great to watch. And not if you're Scottish, I appreciate that, but from a neutral, they've been great to watch.
I can absolutely admire that. I absolutely, and I admire the moments when Musiala was on the ball and running at pace. And you know, if you watch Eze, he does things and he has balances that you think, well, wait a minute, that's a bit weird. You should have fallen over there. How did you keep on? But he does it. He's special. He's got that as well. Wirtz is such an intelligent player, so they know when to develop the spaces. Gundogan's finding little pockets in there is just joyous. And when Scotland decide, okay, we'll mark him, Havertz just walks over into the space. So the match intelligence is brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely right. They have clarity in the way that they want to play. They have clear patterns of play. And we're talking about Scotland with the high line. And I think we all expected Musiala and Wirtz, they want to come off and get in those pockets. But what they've been very good at is stretching the game. We know what Scotland are trying to do. They had the back 5, they had the 4, and they were trying to condense the play so Musiala and Wirtz couldn't get on the ball. But the high line, they've actually exploited that on numerous occasions. And what a start for Nagelsmann.
And to go back to how we started the half-time analysis, they have one of the game's great midfielders who knows when to switch, who knows when to put it behind the line, who knows when to keep it simple. I mean, he has dictated everything in that 45 minutes.
There's a big fear when you've got Kroos on the field. Don't give him space. There's a lot of players like that over the years. You think, please do not give him space. And then when he gets that space there, you know it's going to develop brilliantly. And he's done it time and time again over all the years, but he's doing it today, and he must be sitting in that dressing room licking his lips saying, I'm going to have a party in the second half because I'm going to get plenty of space.
Yeah, I mean, he was maybe at a crossroads in his career, but good decision from him to go back to the German national team.
Have you tried to do a pun there? Have you tried to do crossroads? Is that what you've tried to do?
Tried. Just help me out.
Chris Sutton and Pat Nevin are with us. Not what the plan was for Steve Clarke and Scotland. They are 3-0 behind to the hosts at half-time in the opening match of the men's Euros. We'll go to the US Open Golf second round. Not gone to plan for Rory McIlroy either. Details from Ian Carter after the latest BBC News.
The voice of the UK.
And the home of the Euros and the general election 2024.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The Princess of Wales says she is making good progress following her cancer diagnosis and will attend the Trooping the Colour to mark the King's birthday tomorrow. It'll be her first public appearance this year. In a written statement, Catherine says she's still undergoing treatment and isn't out of the woods yet. Here's our royal correspondent, Sean Coughlin.
It probably is the most significant update on her health since that video message she put out in March when she revealed her cancer diagnosis. And I think it really sets out, in some ways, the optimism, the sense of she's getting better. She said she's making good progress. But it's also guarded optimism, because it's couched very much with some caution around what happens next.
Food manufacturers are recalling at least 56 types of pre-packed sandwiches, wraps and salads sold in major supermarkets because of possible contamination with E. coli. Retailers involved include Aldi, Asda, the Co-op, Tesco and Morrisons. It follows a recent outbreak of E. coli in the UK, which has seen more than 200 cases. The leader of Reform UK, Nigel Farage, says he thinks his party can get more than 6 million votes at the general election next month. A poll conducted by YouGov earlier this week suggests Reform have more support than the Conservatives, with both behind Labour. And Barclays has suspended its sponsorship of several music festivals this summer. The move is a response to a boycott by some performers over the bank's links to firms selling arms to Israel. Barclays says it was asked to step back by Live Nation, which organises Download at Latitude and the Isle of Wight Festival.
On BBC iPlayer.
Shall we dance?
Oh, this is so Bridgerton. Your presence is requested by the Doctor and Lady Ruby. Come on the occasion of a formal gathering.
Not a lord. Does not a lord have a name? Rogue.
To aid in the fight against unsavoury guests.
I found them! They'll kill us. Then London. Then the world.
Please respond with haste.
Run. I'm normally the one that says that.
Doctor Who.
Let's go save this party!
Watch on BBC iPlayer.
Euro 2024 with Mark Chapman.
On 5 Live and BBC Sounds.
Second half from here in Munich to come on 5 Live Sport. Germany leads Scotland, 10-man Scotland by 3-0. Let's go to the US Open golf at Pinehurst. Ludwig Aubert is the leader, has a one-shot lead. He's 6 under par. Rory McIlroy was the round 1 co-leader, and he has dropped back a 2 over par 72 for him today, leaving him on 3 under par. Ian Carter is at the course. What went wrong for McIlroy today then?
Well, you did say it didn't go to plan, in the same way as it's not gone the way to plan as far as Scotland is concerned. I don't think he's in quite the perilous position that Scotland are in, and he's still got all 14 clubs for the rest of the tournament, Mark. But his 72, it was a battling round. He dropped a couple of shots early on, only had the one birdie, dropped a shot at the last hole, the par 3 9th for a 72, so 3 under par. He's still very much in the mix here. He's 3 shots off the lead. Aubert's lead, by the way, is now 2 shots because Patrick Cantlay had a double bogey. He was sharing the lead at 6 under, but the 8th is proving a very difficult hole indeed. Aubert is on that at the moment. It's really testing stuff, but the Swede 2 under par for his round so far, and so he's 2 clear of Bryson DeChambeau, Thomas Detry and Patrick Cantlay and Mathieu Pavon. They're all at 4 under par. It's been a fascinating day's golf again.
Well, and because you have to in any tournament now ask this question: where is Scheffler?
Scheffler is sweating at the moment because he was round in 74. That's taken him to 5 over par. Really uncharacteristically ragged today, and that's what Pinehurst will do to you. If you're only a fraction off, it really will accentuate the problems that you have on the golf course. So he's currently at 5 over par. As it stands, that's the wrong side of the cut line, but I'm expecting it to drift, and he'll have an early start tomorrow, probably making the cut on the mark. We'll have to wait and see, but this course is not going to get any easier as the day goes on. Baking heat, the greens drying out, a real proper US Open test.
Bob McIntyre's already done for the day, isn't he? He wanted an early finish so he could watch the football. He might want to start his third round.
Well, if he gets
or is he
one,
going to miss the cut?
No, exactly. He's had a right old day. A 76, so at 6 over par. I'm not sure the cut line will get that far, but he was so pleased with the draw that he had, which meant that he could play this morning, be free this afternoon. I'm not sure he's perhaps thinking that right now.
Ian, thank you very much. Ian and the team have commentary of the third round on Sports Extra at the conclusion of the cricket tomorrow night, and on Sports Extra from 8 o'clock on Sunday as well. Speaking of the cricket, the co-hosts USA are through to the Super 8s at the T20 World Cup after their match against Ireland was abandoned without a ball being bowled because of the weather. So it means that Ireland and Pakistan have both been knocked out as a result, and they are 2 big scalps for the USA team. So USA and India go through from this group. US cricket journalist Peter Della Penna joins us now, part of the Test Match special team. They're 2 big, I know the weather's helped them, Peter, but they're 2 big teams to knock out.
It's unprecedented, and USA, the way they beat Pakistan, the momentum they generated off of that, the publicity they're getting locally, I mean, it's making mainstream news across all various outlets, and the support they're getting from that and the fans. I mean, even though today was rained out, there was still a lot of support in the grounds today from first-time fans who just want to support USA, and it's been really remarkable to see, not just the performance on the field, but the support they're generating off the field.
So the fact that they are into the Super 8s, you're already saying that they're starting to get mainstream media coverage. That will escalate, obviously.
Everybody wants to support USA, and I mean, I'm talking about not just your local NBC, CBS news outlets, but you've had players interviewed on CNN, on Fox News, on News Nation. It's straddling every aspect of American life, and that is just something I've never seen before. And the way the community is rallying around USA, whether they know cricket or not, all they know is this is USA doing well, and they want to get behind them.
Peter, thank you very much. Peter Della Penna, US cricket journalist, part of the TMS team. USA, along with India, into the Super 8 at the men's T20 World Cup. Germany making their way back out here. At some point, it looks like they will make a substitution. All their subs have been going through warm-ups, but Pascal Gross has been doing it in his kit, not with a training top on or a bib on. And in fact, it looks like he is going to come on for the second half to replace the German who was on a yellow card, which probably makes sense by the looks of it.
Yeah, initially wondered, Mark, whether it might be Gundogan, having been, felled by that awful challenge by Ryan Porteous, but Gundogan is straight back out there, the German captain. You're right, Andrich on the yellow card. Germany already 3-0 up, get Pascal Gross into the midfield, who's done brilliantly under Julian Nagelsmann. There is absolutely no different player to Andrich, definitely, but no drop in quality.
And Scotland have made a change as well. Grant Hanley is on, so with all the details and with the second half, back to Chris, Pat and Ali.
Shay Adams, sacrifice for Scotland. Thank you, Pat. Spotted by Pat Nevin. Pat Nevin and Chris Sutton alongside me. Germany 3, Scotland 0. Scotland will play the entirety of this second half with 10 men. Ryan Porteous, I'm sure, will be inside the bowels of this stadium, absolutely devastated that he's let his teammates and his nation down with an incredibly rash challenge at the end of the first half. Second half is underway. Scotland playing from right to left in the dark blue kits against the host Germany in the white shirts, white shorts, white socks with the yellow and red trim on the shoulders and shorts. So I'll run you through the two team lineups again in just a second. Robertson's throw down the left. Christie was running into space. There's been a tangle there with Antonio Rudiger, and Scotland have actually won a free kick in a really good attacking position just down by the byline on the left early in this second half. Pat?
Yeah, rather strange tackle there, just almost dived at him. Tiny little push. Scotland, I know this is pushing it a bit, but their best chance of the game so far because they can put a cross in and get some of the taller players up the back. Hanley coming on to the back as well. It'll be interesting to see when it settles down what system Scotland have fallen into just now and who's the furthest forward player. We'll figure that out in a minute.
Right, Pat, you and I were in Seville watching Scott McTominay take a very similar free kick to this one, where the angle was even tighter for him. I wonder if he might go for goal. John McGinn is lurking in Manuel Neuer's eye line at the near post. Now he jogs out of the way. McTominay from wide, driven in to the near post. Havertz gets his body in the way. Cleared by Germany. It'll go out for a throw into Scotland inside the Germany half on the left. I've forgotten to start the stopwatch, so let's do that now. How long have we had in the second half? About 30 seconds or so. So I'm just going to have
1 minute 30 seconds.
1 minute 30 seconds. Thank you very much.
94.
35, 36. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Pat. Tierney waiting to take the throw. Angus Gunn in goal for Scotland. Grant Hanley has now come into the defence. Shay Adams substituted, so Jack Hendry and Kieran Tierney alongside him. Robertson and Ralston, the wing-backs. McTominay, McGregor, McGinn and Ryan Christie complete the lineup, and Scotland have won themselves another free kick early in the second half. This one in a central position about 40 yards from goal. Germany 3, Scotland 0. They've taken it quickly, Scotland. Tierney using his pace to go past Kimmich on the outside, cut back into the penalty area. McGregor stretches out a leg. It wouldn't quite fall for him. Musiala's going to dribble from deep here. Brilliant skill. Feeds it forward to Wiertz. Wiertz running away from Scotland defenders. Ralston hacks him down. Ralston will be booked for Scotland. Free kick for Germany. Chris Sutton.
He's going to be under all sorts of pressure now, isn't he, Ralston? Good break from Musiala. Slick pass into Wiertz, who took the ball in his stride. And then around the halfway line, running at the Scotland back line. And Ralston running back behind him. Deliberately trips him up. Easy decision for the referee to make.
That's a monster chance to take. Basically take a yellow card there. I know they're on the break though, but he's going to be put under pressure, as you say just now, and Scotland cannot afford to go down at 9 men.
Right away, he's under pressure at the moment. Scotland defending, Ralston in that right back position. Here's Gundogan for Germany. Just how much impetus is there going to be from Germany in this second half? How much desire to really pile on the pain for Scotland and try and rack up a big number in this opening group game. Manuel Neuer, the goalkeeper, has had practically nothing to do. Kimmich, Rudiger, Tah and Mittelstadt, the back four. Pascal Gross of Brighton alongside Toni Kroos in central midfield. Germany knocking it around for fun at the moment. Musiala, Gundogan and Wirtz, with Kai Havertz through the middle for Germany. Here's Gross inside the Scotland half. Kroos plays it to Mittelstadt. Christie chases that ball, but they're knocking it between the Mittelstadt and Kroos, and Christie's getting nowhere near it.
No, I think the system Scotland have settled into is like a 5-3-1 when defending. The more normal thing is to go 4-4-1, but that's the way it kind of started there. But when they get the ball, they try and get McGinn, etc. forward. But that might not happen too often in the second half.
This is just going to be attack v defence, isn't it, in the second half? And Christie is the furthest one forward, but it's just going to keep coming back for Scotland. They've got to be brave on the ball. That's good from McGinn though. Christie couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, McGinn's pass up towards Christie in the central position. Shay Adams now off the field, but Christie couldn't control it, as Chris says. Germany have it again. If Scotland do finish third in this group, then goal difference could be important. 6 groups in the tournament. The 4 best third place teams go through to the last 16. And Germany leading Scotland by 3-0, which is damaging for Scotland. 2 games to come against Switzerland and Hungary. Here's Tah across to Kroos. Kroos right in the middle of the Scotland half. McGinn intercepts that pass and then runs away with the ball. Gundogan points at the ball as McGinn goes down. Gundogan says it was a clean tackle. The referee agrees. Here's Musiala wide on the right for Germany, plays it back to Kimmich. This is going to be a tough watch for the Scotland fans inside this stadium now, and really hard work for the Scotland players as well.
Steve Clarke's got to get a ball carrier on. He's got to get James Forrest on. He's deciding to go 5 at the back, but you've got to give your defence a little bit of respite. I'd rather see him go with a back 4. Get Forrest on wide right, at least he'll carry the ball.
Rudiger, long way out, hits the shot, and Gunn goes sprawling to his right. He bounced in front of it, in front of him. He's palmed it behind. Corner for Germany, Pat Nevin.
He always has one go, doesn't he, Tony Rudiger? That goes all the way back to his Chelsea days, where he'd smash one every game or two there. Gets that well, bounces in front of the keeper gets across well. But at the moment, it's all the positives to say bring somebody on to be a ball carrier or bring somebody on to hold the ball in midfield have all got slight negatives as well, if you're going to leave space behind them.
Corner for Germany, away to our right. Havertz making a run at the far post, running across the goal line, delivered now towards the far post. No one there for Germany. Chasing hard here is Kimmich. Gets to the ball just in time, keeps it in play, plays it back to Gundogan. Corner of the Scotland penalty area. Mittelstadt, cross comes in. Rudiger looks for the flick. The ball is loose and it drops to Robertson. Robertson's got absolutely no support. Runs into Kroos, fouled by Kroos. Does the only thing he could do there and wins the free kick for Scotland. His manager, Steve Clarke, applauds. 5 minutes gone in the second half. Germany 3, Scotland 0.
Every player knows that feeling, don't they? You're on your own. you get 3, 4, 5 against you, and you can either have to hold it up or dribble or can be strong, but you know that they're going to outnumber you eventually, and it's trying to get a free kick or something to get teammates beside you. Robertson did it well there.
Tierney's clearance there took a deflection. Germany have won it back inside the Scotland half. Musiala busy and buzzing again. Wirtz onto the ball for Germany. Scotland defenders backing off here. McTominay tries to hold him up. Across it comes to Gundogan. Little scoop passes beyond Kimmich, and behind it goes for the goal kick. Chris Sutton and Pat Nevin here with the commentary. They'll also be taking your calls alongside Robbie Savage after the game. The number to dial for 606 is 08085 909 693. 606 shows initially after every England and Scotland game throughout this tournament. England in action, 8 o'clock Sunday night. Full commentary here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. The opening game for England against Serbia.
I don't want to be too negative in this second half, but I do not understand this from Steve Clarke and the setup. It's taken Shay Adams off. Scotland have a goal kick. Angus gone Angus Gunn has gone long. Christie as the centre forward. They're just giving the ball straight back to Germany. You have to try and get up the pitch. I'm not saying it's easy. Scotland struggle with 11 men. But when you go down to 10, you've got to be brave on the ball. But if they don't have a focal point, I don't know how they are actually going to get up the pitch. Hence why I keep banging on about James Forrest. Sorry for doing that, but I'm going to keep doing it.
No, we wouldn't expect anything less, Chris. 7 minutes gone in the second half. Germany 3, Scotland nil. How ruthless are Germany going to be?
Yeah, that's maybe the only major question left in this game. And I'll, by the way, keep on going on about Billy Gilmore, because I think you need to hold the ball. And you get the ball in the midfield, you need somebody who holds it and will play a difficult pass, zip 1-2, little tick-attack stuff.
To who though, Pat?
Well, it will have to be McGregor, because those two can work together, and they've shown it before. But hey, that's easy to say. It's still no easy. It's not easy to do.
Rare bit of possession for Scotland early in this second half. John McGinn on the ball again, just didn't have options ahead of him. Not surprisingly here, if you are just tuning in, Germany 3, Scotland nil. Opening game of the Euros in Germany this summer. Ryan Porteous sent off for a dreadful tackle. Desperate lunge inside his own penalty area, caught Ilkay Gundogan. That led to the third goal, the penalty from Kai Havertz. Ralston tackled, and it goes out for a throw into Scotland in the right back position. Pat, I had a lovely message from Roddy Forsyth ahead of this game, who I know will be enjoying our coverage throughout the tournament. He won't be enjoying what is going on the pitch at the moment for Scotland, but he was saying to me how desperately he will miss covering Scotland at a major tournament. We're delighted he's listening. We miss him, don't we?
We do. Oh, I'm happy you said it. I sent a message back saying we miss you.
Oh, well done.
but yeah, we all miss him. Yeah.
Very good. I just thought I'd do mine on national radio.
Easy way.
Let's hope he's still listening after the terrible first half for Scotland. 8 minutes gone in this first half. Thunderclap building around the Allianz Arena. Throw-in for Scotland on the right. 3 more commentaries coming your way tomorrow as the tournament really cranks into gear. Hungary, Switzerland in this group kicks off at 2 o'clock. Spain, Croatia, the first fixture in Group B. Full commentary of that at 5 o'clock. Italy, Albania. That looks a really good game, actually. 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Musiala, it was Gundogan, beg your pardon, edge of the box. Tried to flick through his legs, didn't come off. Here's Tierney, brings the ball out for Scotland. Can only see white shirts in front of him. Then Christie makes the run down the inside left channel. Tarr has it covered for Germany. Caught by Christie and wins the free kick.
The problem Christie has, it's fighting a lone battle up there. Tarr and Rudiger, they're like rashes, aren't they? I mean, they're so robust and strong and powerful. It's so tight, it's going to get very little change out of those two.
Just hear the faint strain of bagpipes somewhere inside the stadium at the moment. Cross into the Scotland penalty area, blocked and behind for a corner. I was given the German translation of bagpipes ahead of the game. You're going to love this, Chris Amper, actually. Doodle sack.
Is that the correct word?
That is absolutely bang on. Given to me by a fluent German speaker. I don't know whether that's Der Dudelsack or Die Dudelsack or Das Dudelsack. Edge of the box, Pascal Gross hits a right-footed shot. Ball spins up in the air after the block and Callum McGregor hooks it away.
I'm not going to use the German version. I don't think it sounds as nice.
Here's Wirtz. Wirtz plays back to Musiala, the two 21-year-olds combined. Kroos plays across here to Kimmich. Kimmich, 25 yards from goal, fancies it, low-driven shot, blocked by Hanley, headed away by McGregor. It's just relentless at the moment, though. It comes back to Germany, and forward they come again with all the passing and the movement, leading Scotland by 3-0. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Here's the rangy figure of Kai Havertz, lays it off to Kimmich, across to Pascal Gross, winning his 8th cap for his country tonight. Toni Kroos involved. They're winning his 110th cap. Musiala, good skill, speed as well. Down on the left, Ralston almost dived in, conceded another penalty. Cross comes in to the far post, volley just over the bar. On the half volley by Florian Wirtz. That is a goal kick for Scotland.
Yeah, just down the left-hand side, they're just so dangerous every time they get the ball, and it's a tough one again for Ralston against a top-class player. But you can't go to ground, and especially if you're on a yellow card and you're in the box. But it's easy to say that. It's hard to do it against a quality player like that. And right at this point in time, the ball's out of play there, and you're just thinking, stay out of play for as long as possible, because there doesn't seem any route back right now. And I'm not being negative. What was the phrase that Stevie Clark used about negative Normans?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be one of them. Just being a realistic Robert.
Gunn takes the goal kick for Scotland. Trailing 3-0, down to 10 men, not conceded as yet in the second half, seeing very little of the ball, as you'd expect. Here's Havertz for Germany, back to goal, halfway line, lays it off to Gross. Toni Kroos looks interested, head up, springing forward, left-footed pass to Kimmich. Kimmich back to Rudiger. Lovely blend of experience and youth in this German team under the youthful coaching of Julian Nagelsmann. Tar, one of the less experienced players. There's Gross, low ball to Musiala, running at Ralston on the yellow card. Musiala darts for the byline, looks for the cross, Gunn blocks it with his left foot. Gundogan drives, that shot's blocked by Callum McGregor. Christie in to win a header, and it's volleyed away by Ralston.
It's brilliant from Musiala. He's so intelligent. He can come inside or drive the outside. Drove the outside again, and Gunn did well.
Another cross comes in towards the near post. Hendry with a diving header gets it away for Scotland. McGinn flicks the ball over the shoulder of Kimmich, goes to collect it wide on the left inside his own half. Kimmich makes the tackle. Germany have it again.
What you would normally do if your fullback, like Ralston, is having a really tough time, and I'll tell you a story later about another right fullback for Scotland who had a tough time once. And what you do is you get your wide player or one of your centre backs to go over and help him. But when you're a man down, you can't do that. You've not got that.
Scotland down to 10 men. Pat's just dangled the story there as well. So right back playing for Scotland having a tough time, is that right, Pat?
Right, I'll tell you, he's about 30 yards right in front of us right now as we speak.
Okay.
And he was playing against Ruth Hewlett.
Okay. Here's Kimmich. Back to Rudiger. Forward to Gross. Back to Rudiger again. 10 yards outside the Scotland penalty area. Gross. Wide ball to Kimmich. Cross comes in. Diving header from Tierney. Only reaches the edge of the penalty area. Mittelstadt on his left foot, off balance, hits a shot. Blocked by Ralston. Gross for Germany. Passes to his left. Wirtz involved. 25 yards out. Dipping shot, but doesn't dip enough and goes swerving over the bar and behind for a Scotland goal kick. Germany 3, Scotland 0.
And the reason why I mentioned the Stevie Clark thing was just, we were playing against the Dutch, and they were a brilliant team. And Hewlett was playing in the left wing and Clark was playing against them. And all I wanted to do, I was on the bench, all I wanted to do was get on there to give a little bit of cover in front. And I'm thinking the same of Ralston tonight. Somebody's got to go and give him a hand. It's really unfair on him. He's been isolated all the time. He's getting no help at all. And by the way, well done him. He's stuck at it. He's worked his socks off. He's been so honest out there. But he's just getting 2 against 1 against him every time, whether he's on the ball or actually trying to defend the ball. It's a really tough gig.
Angus Gunn with the goal kick, controlled easily by Mittelstadt. Scotland back off Germany here. Niklas Füllkrug, Borussia Dortmund's centre forward, has a fantastic goal-scoring record for his country, waiting to come on. Havertz stretches, nearly gets on to a through ball. Angus Gunn gets there just in time, ahead of Florian Wirtz.
Such a clever run from Havertz. The ball wasn't bad as well, and Gunn just about got there and clutched the ball. Wirtz had made the run as well. Got a little bit lucky there, Gunn, and Hanley didn't spot the run.
Highlights of the game tonight. If you're a Scotland fan and you can bear them and you want to see them, 10:40 on BBC One. On the iPlayer as well, look out for the Euros channel, special feature on the BBC iPlayer. Plenty of good stuff to watch there. Here's McGinn, lays the ball back to Tierney inside his own half. Musiala makes it difficult for him. Forward to Robertson. Christie is trodden on by Jonathan Tah. Tah's going to get booked for Germany, and Scotland win a free kick just inside the Germany half. And another little feature of our coverage here on 5 Live, BBC Sounds and the Football Daily podcast during the tournament, the Deutsche Wörterbuch, or Buch, which is the German dictionary during the tournament. So Rick Edwards is going to come out with a German phrase every morning in breakfast. It's up to our listeners to try and guess what it is. Tonight's one, you could say, could be potentially apt. Go on, Chris.
So Rick Edwards is coming up with this.
Well, I think he might have been given the phrases.
So
Kai Havertz, sorry, Chris, is getting a standing ovation here as he comes off to be replaced by Niklas Füllkrug. Havertz with his goal from the penalty spot. Another Bayern man coming on as well in Leroy Sané. Florian Wirtz is going to get a rest. Let me get the phrase out for you. Have a guess if you want to. The answer coming in the Football Daily podcast, which will be there for you later tonight or tomorrow morning. I think Chris might get this one, but don't say it, Chris. Du bist besser als das is the phrase for tonight. Du bist besser als das. I think I've heard that somewhere before. Ryan Porteous might potentially be the recipient of that phrase this evening. Send off for Scotland. 5 Live and BBC Sound. Scotland in trouble here because Kimmich is charging forward with the ball at his feet. Edge of the box, plays it into Sane. First touch, tries a clever finish, doesn't get it right. It's a weak shot straight at Angus Gunn.
Try very hard to get up the pitch, Scotland, and they're trying to be as brave as they possibly can. And the problem is, as soon as you lose the ball, you're in real trouble, because you're going to get 3 against 2 against you there. And Stevie Clark had a bit of an argument with one of the individuals down, below him, one of his own team, and I think it may well have been the coach for the set pieces. I think we were a wee bit too brave there with that set piece.
John McGinn dragged down by Pascal Gross, just to add to his frustration and annoyance. Very much not going Scotland's way tonight. It was always going to be a hugely difficult challenge. We weren't entirely sure what sort of German performance we were going to see. Scotland haven't particularly helped themselves, but trailing 3-0 against a very good team just puts the pressure on the other games coming for them in this group. Commentary on both, of course, and both will also be available to watch on BBC One.
I have to say, I don't actually think we've seen Stevie Clark angrier in his entire time as a Scotland manager, because he's usually so calm about it, he's relaxed about it, he understands there'll be good and bad times, but at the moment he's furious down there. So don't be surprised at a change or two very quickly. 17
minutes gone in the second half. Musiala plays it back to Kroos. Kroos prompts a little pass to his left. Mittelstadt, high, floated cross to the far post. Tierney leaps high, heads it behind, and that will be another corner for Germany. 18 minutes gone, second half. Scotland fans, arms crossed, silent away to our left. A sobering night. I wasn't sure there was going to be too much that actually could sober up the Scotland fans in Munich today. This performance by Germany, potentially it. Austin McPhee again trying to make gestures here on the touchline as Scotland defend this set piece. Referee spotted something he doesn't quite like inside the penalty area, so he's just blown the whistle to delay the taking of the corner. John McGinn and Tony Rudiger, 2 men not backward in coming forward, battling. Little word with the referee, handshake, and they'll get straight to it again. Corner will be taken by Tony Kroos. Away swinger with his right foot. Header away from Hendry. Forced to Mittelstadt. He hit that cleanly. Rising shot over the bar. Behind for the goal kick. Germany 3, Scotland 0.
Yeah, decent effort from Mittelstadt. Ball dropping. Gonna catch it on the half volley. I said decent effort. I've just seen the replay. It's gone 10 yards over. So not so clever really, but he's had a good evening. Been a good outlet in a problem position for Julian Nagelsmann.
Yeah.
Left back position.
Need to find out what Mind the Windows is in German, actually, Chris, because that's your favourite one, isn't it? Chris and Pat taking the calls on 6:06 tonight after the game. Germany 3, Scotland 0 at the moment. Lines opening soon. The number, just in case you don't know it, 08085 909 693. Kenny McLean and Billy Gilmore coming on for Scotland. So Pat, you get your way. We're yet to see James Forrest for Chris.
I mean, as much as anything else, you've got to give some of those players a bit of a rest for big games. I mean, the tournament isn't finished for Scotland yet. You don't want to run the legs off of every single player, so we understand why he's going to try and make some sort of change and give a little bit of time to the likes of Gilmore and McLean.
Yeah, Callum McGregor's number has gone up, John McGinn's number has gone up. Yeah, key players for Scotland. Don't want to do all that chasing in the second half. Big games to come. Switzerland in Cologne on Wednesday, and then Hungary in Stuttgart a week on Sunday. Do you already have an answer for me, Chris, on Mind the Windows?
I've just been scribbling down a little bit from my German GCSE days. Achte auf die Fenster, I think it is.
Achte auf die Fenster.
Not sure.
Mind the Windows. Free kick for Scotland, trailing Germany 3-0. Scott McTominay waits to take this from deep. Powerful delivery with his right foot towards the far post. Rudiger there for Germany. Jumps with Hendry. Nagelsmann applauds. I don't think anyone got a touch on it from the McTominay delivery. It's gone all the way across the penalty area and out for a throw into Germany in the right back position. So 25 minutes to play in this game. Scotland conceding 3 goals in the first half. Porteous sent off just before half time. No further damage has been done as yet. Lots of fresh legs out there for Germany. Danger lurking here on the right with Zane. Danger with this man. Musiala threads it through. Gundogan might fall. Fulcrum! What an incredible shot that is! Lasers it in, rockets it in with his right foot from the edge of the box. Absolutely unstoppable. Germany 4, Scotland 0.
Even the substitutes are coming in, lashing them into the back of the net. It was a brilliant break there by the Germans. It was, no more movement you needed to make, just one touches. Zip, zip, zip, and when it falls to him, he has no other thought. And it wasn't even an easy chance. Was it slightly on the half volley, I think? And he has melted it into the top corner there. There isn't a goalkeeper in the world that's going to finish that. Yeah, just nipped up in front of him. And I think he's caught it in the half volley. Yeah, brilliant hit.
That's full for a full blast. I mean, what a hit that is. Oh, wow. I mean, he has absolutely mullered that into the top corner, hasn't he?
Phil Kruger's foolproof in those situations.
Hey. They're both at it now. Chris Sutton and Pat Nevin with us here in Munich. Germany 4, Scotland 0. Very special finish, that one, from Nicholas Fulkrug. Robertson's cross into the Germany penalty area. Billy Gilmore gets a first touch. First time pass to his left finds Kenny McLean, the Norwich man. Back heel from him. Tight position wide on the left. Goes behind for the goal kick. Fulkrug, 12 goals in 17 caps for Germany. So not even the starter comes on and does that.
Yeah, he's a very, very natural goal scorer. And one of the problems if you're... I think Germany were cruising up until that point, and they make those changes there. And it is almost a fear situation, because you bring a player on, he wants to make an impression. He wants to be starting next time. And Fulkrug's shown that that's exactly the case, and it's exactly what happened. So with 20 minutes to go, it's already feeling like a long 45 minutes. It's going to be a very long 20 minutes to see how Scotland can get out of it without it getting completely embarrassing.
Germany fans buoyant, as you can hear. Watch out, Euro 2024. Here come the hosts, Leroy Sané, black number 19 on his back, hair tied back, teasing Tierney. Ball at his feet, corner of the penalty area, lays it back to Kimmich. Feeds Sané again. Two dark blue shirted Scottish players in front of him. Tries a clever little pass down the channel for Gundogan. It's beyond Gundogan and goes behind for the goal kick.
Yeah, maybe Julian Nagelsmann, that had been one of his toughest decisions. Up top, centre forward to start Havertz or Fulkrug. People talk about him being an old-fashioned centre forward, slightly different to Havertz in terms of he'll play up against the centre halves or back in. Good with his back to goal, but we saw in the Champions League finally. He did miss a couple of chances, but his movement in behind is pretty good as well. So a nice headache for Julian Nagelsmann to
hit
have.
the post, didn't he, in the final? Had a goal late on ruled out for offside as well. Has absolutely smashed one into the top corner tonight. Angus Gunn slips as he clears. Ball is flipped on by Ralston. Gilmore, impish figure in the dark blue shirt, battling for it wide on the right hand side. Ralston giving it everything, blocks a clearance, chases Rudiger, play back to Neuer. He'll be happy to get involved for a second or so. Neuer plays the ball out to Kimmich on the right hand side. Germany's next game against Hungary on Wednesday, 5 o'clock kickoff in Stuttgart.
You know, Ralston has just gone and he's now the furthest up the field, and there's a massive big gap. You need to have a control of where the players are on the pitch, and he was well covered there, so the person that was usually furthest up, Christie, spotted that Ralston and kept on going, so he got and filled in. Well done, Christie.
Lines open for 6:06 if you want to have your say on the game tonight. Bayern Munich fans have spotted Thomas Muller. Big cheer for him. Couple of fans on their feet. 15 appearances at the Euros, has never scored for Germany. May not get a better chance than tonight against a tiring Scotland team. Fabulous goal-scoring record at the World Cup, but has never scored at the Euros. Shirt untucked, hanging loosely, hands on hips, waiting to come on. Lines open for 6:06. As I said, 08085 909 693 is the number to dial. 3 more commentaries on the way here from the Euros for you tomorrow. Sané tries to flick it past Tierney. Tierney stands in his way, blocks the ball. Gets it from Robertson now. Tierney clears with his right foot. Rudiger intercepts. Pascal Gross is there and flicks it back to Jonathan Tah. Football Daily podcast as well on the BBC Sounds app. Instant reaction to tonight's game. It'll be there for you later tonight, first thing tomorrow morning. Make sure you subscribe. Kimmich's cross into the near post. Hanley is there, wins the header, and behind it goes for a Germany corner. So 20 minutes or so of this torture for Scotland remaining, and here comes the old Raumdeuter Thomas Muller. Listen to that reaction as well inside this stadium. I think partly for Jamal Musiala, who has been fabulous to watch tonight. He turns a full 360 degrees, clapping his hands above his head to thank the fans, and Thomas Muller comes on in his 8th major tournament for Germany. He equals Lukas Podolski's appearance record, now 130 caps for Germany, 7 behind Miroslav Klose, still a full 20 behind Lothar Matthäus. Quite a popular fella in here.
By the way, classy action there, which I'll tell you about in a moment as the corner is taken.
Yeah, corner taken short to Kimmich. Across it comes to Gross. Back to Kimmich on the right. Germany trying to pull Scotland apart. Gross's diagonal ball to the far post. Volley back across goal. Robertson sticks out a leg, offside flag goes up. Go on then, Pat.
Miller was just about to come on, and all the fans obviously had noticed him, and they were all... He pointed at Musiala as if to say, give him it, as he walks off. He's been great today. What a classy moment.
Yeah.
What a brilliant thing. A footballer thinking about somebody else. Well done.
Musiala and Wirtz, Chris, have been a joy to watch, haven't they, for Germany this evening?
Yeah, I think that we felt they'd be key, and Gundogan as well. But so creative. They've rocked up this evening. It's been a very, very difficult night for Scotland. Always was going to be, but when players of that ilk are on the top of the game, they can cause any team in the world problems.
Yeah, and they're going to do that throughout this tournament. Are the hosts Germany. Looking to spring forward again. Hanley passes out of the Scotland half, only as far as Mittelstadt. Flower of Scotland starts up defiantly away to our left. A couple of Scottish fans have decided they've seen enough in this stand, though. Unless they're just heading out for another drink again.
I think they're going to be us, I'll be honest.
Yeah, you're probably right, Pat. You're probably right. Germany 4, Scotland 0. Here's Gross. Tough night, as Chris has been saying, as Pat has been saying, for the Scottish players. That will give them some cheer, support for them. Fabulous out here, back home as well. Here's Muller on the ball, curling cross with the left foot. Fulkrug tests it down. There's a touch there. Gunn gets a hand, goes over his head, and Fulkrug eventually stabs it home. The offside flag stays down. Germany have a 5th. Fulkrug will claim it, and the Germany fans joyously celebrating again inside the Allianz Arena. Sorrowful night for Scotland. Germany 5, Scotland 0, if this goal is going to stand.
Yeah, but no one's making any big complaints about it. Look at the Scotland players walking away there, so if they get away with it, this is just luck more than anything else. And they might just get away with this one.
He's offside, isn't he?
Yeah, might just, yeah.
Yeah, we think Fulkrug just offside as he made the run in behind the Scotland defence. Angus Gunn nearly made a brilliant save there. Fulkrug tried to lob him. Gunn got a hand to the ball.
Well, if they're ready to put 5-0 up, they're going to have to take that away now, because you're right, it was offside. It was tight. There's about a couple of calls that went for Scotland in this game. I thought it could have been a penalty in the first half, got away with that was just millimetres, and there wasn't a Scotland player who thought that was offside, because everybody walked up to take the kick-off again.
Scott McKenna's waiting to come on for Scotland. Chris?
Yeah, I think it's one of those where I know what Pat's saying, and Tierney gets away with one there. Poor judgment on the cross. He put his arm up, I think, more in hope than anything. And Fulkrug was just marginally offside.
Right, Tierney's coming off. Scott McKenna is coming on. He finished second half of last season on loan to FC Copenhagen. Nottingham Forest player, coming on as left-sided centre-back. Goal disallowed, offside. Germany's player number 9 was in an offside position and played the ball before scoring the goal. There's the explanation for you on the screen.
Myself and Pat just told you that.
Just call it. But I'd like it officially confirmed, Chris. Thank you.
You need to have a degree in stating the bleeding obvious to work that. I think he's got it there.
Yeah.
Sharply put that in. Yes.
Although, there might be situations later in the tournament where the explanation, not for a simple thing like that, might actually be quite useful to us. So let's not.
Yeah, you're right there.
Let's not jump into it.
We just moan sort of
Constantly.
any which way, don't we?
No, but I'm not going to moan about VAR, because they've had 3 big calls to make the night, and they've nailed them all. Absolutely nailed them all. Well done, VAR. You're allowed to say that.
Yeah, you are, Pat. Semi-automated offside at this tournament. Motion sensors inside the match ball as well to speed up the decision making. Germany enjoying possession of it again. Lines open for 6:06. Pat will stay on with Chris after the game, taking the calls alongside Robbie Savage. 0805 909 693. Ball into the penalty area. Muller was making the run, headed away by Scotland. 14 minutes to go. Scotland get a rare sight of the ball. Christie plays it back to Robertson. Robertson to McKenna, very careful with his pass back to Angus Gunn. Beaten 4 times this evening. Early one from Witt, he got a hand to, and it went in off the post. Thunderous strikes though from Musiala and Fulkrug, and brilliantly deceived by Havertz for the penalty. McTominay's foul there gives Germany a free kick wide on the left hand side. So what do we think, Chris, we're going to hear from these Scotland fans on 6:06 this evening? Germany back underway. Have a little think about that one. Or what do you want to hear? What sort of discussions do you want to have as Kroos's diagonal ball is played to the feet of Kimmich? Robertson shepherding him away from the penalty area. Lawrence Shankland, Hart centre forward, waiting to come on for Scotland, but Scotland defending again. Gross's diagonal ball to the far post, headed by Mittelstadt towards Muller. Cushioned header, Robertson there, hooks it away in front of his own goal, knocks it behind for the corner to Germany. Germany 4, Scotland 0.
Yes, Mittelstadt with the header back across, and I think Muller had the option of going for goal. He's trying to find his club teammate Kimmich, I should say. Bruce, who'd made a run at the far post, but headed behind for a corner.
Right, corner for Germany. Taken by Kroos from the right. Delivery into the edge of the 6-yard box. It's beyond Tar. Forced to Mittelstadt. He's done it again. Half volley, gets underneath it and crashes it over the crossbar. Goal kick for Scotland.
That is a hard skill, that. It's twice he tried it there in the half volley, but Fulkrug made it look really, really easy, catching it absolutely perfectly.
Emre Can is going to come on for Germany. Late call up to this squad. Bayern Munich's young defensive midfielder Alexander Pavlovic went down with tonsillitis. Toni Kroos, standing ovation for him. This will be his last football as a professional this summer, retiring from the game. Great start for him tonight. Not on the score sheet, no, but a big part still to play in this tournament for Germany. They lead Scotland by 4 goals to 0. 12 minutes remaining in the second half. Reminder of our commentaries again for you tomorrow. 2 o'clock, Hungary, Switzerland. 5 o'clock, Spain, Croatia, after Ian Dennis has had his session in the gym, working hard at this tournament apparently. That's true. Italy, Albania kicks off at 8 o'clock. The game's also on BBC One. England in action Sunday night, 8 o'clock against Serbia. Crossing to the far, behind Gundogan, who just got in behind Andy Robertson, but behind him it goes, and behind it goes for a goal kick to Scotland.
He actually just took his eye off the ball there, Gundogan. Muller out on that left-hand side, coming inside on his right foot. Maybe a little bit behind him anyway. Puts a thumb up to Thomas Muller. This is not far off.
Christie coming off, Shankland coming on. Steve Clarke out to the edge of the pitch to applaud the efforts of Ryan Christie, ploughing a lone furrow. 10-man Scotland in the second half. Christie up front. Steve Clarke's got a big job on his hands, Pat, hasn't he, next couple of days?
He's got to find some positives from somewhere. Maybe that's something that some people can phone in about.
Yeah.
Is there any positives at all anywhere you can get this evening?
That's tough.
I push I can think of one, but we'll leave that to the phone in.
Okay.
Shankland coming on is good news anyway for him. I mean, he would just love to get another cap under his belt. You don't suppose he'll get many chances here in the next 9 minutes plus whatever's added on, but it's a little chance to get a little bit of a runabout and get himself started in this tournament.
Robertson making his way down the left for Scotland. Kenny McLean wriggles out of a tight spot, finds Ralston in space. Ralston able to get his head up, crosses the ball into the penalty area. Shankland stretching for it. Billy Gilmore looks to get onto the loose ball edge of the box. Scotland have got to be careful they don't get caught on the counter here. Chan Side foots the ball to Zane, still got that electric pace. Suddenly, through the gears he goes, into the penalty area, tries to take it past McKenna here, can't quite do so. 2 Scotland defenders now right behind him. They get the ball to Robertson and Robertson clears.
McKenna did really well there, actually. Imposing figure, isn't he, Sane, when he gets up to speed running with the ball. Wants to come inside onto that left foot of his. McKenna stood his ground well, and eventually they cleared the danger.
Here's Muller, walking pace. Thomas Muller wears the number 13 for Germany, plays the ball back to Jonathan Tah. Rudiger, then out wide here to Kimmich. Kimmich brings it in from the right-hand touchline, just short of the Scotland penalty area. Those Scotland fans, despite the defeat tonight, you know, are going to be singing through the night. Sane swerving shot, well caught by Angus Gunn, right in front of his face, powerfully driven at him. Good save.
And to be honest, I have to be honest about this. They've kind of dialed it down a bit in the second half, haven't they, the Germans?
Yep.
They've no way that they've kept on going at the pace. And I don't think it's because they couldn't. I think it's because they've thought, right, this is a tournament, this is tournament football. Put off the gas slightly here. And it's delightfully good fortune for Scotland they decided to do that. Because at the moment, as I say, is it embarrassing? I wouldn't say so. Some people might say so. But it could very easily have been so.
Scotland fans will want to have a listen to our 2 o'clock game tomorrow, because the other 2 teams in this group go head-to-head. Hungary and Switzerland. Germany 4, Scotland 0. Just going back to what we were saying in the first half, goal difference potentially a problem for Scotland going further in this group. Crossing from the left-hand side for Germany. Chipped away by Ralston. Shankland makes the run, can't control it. 4 best third-place teams will go through. In previous tournaments, we've seen the likes of Portugal get through with 3 points. Northern Ireland did it as well at Euro 2016. Their goal difference was 0. One team got through Euro 2020 with a goal difference of -1, but that goal difference could be damaging for Scotland. They could, of course, win the last 2 games. That'll be 6 points. Sane on the move again, trying to dart through a little gap there. Robertson and McLean close that gap, and it comes off Sane and goes behind for the goal kick to Scotland.
Yeah, look, this game's done. We know that. It's basically how Scotland recover. Steve Clarke, big on 4 points, can get us through. I just hope that this game hasn't dented the Scottish players' confidence too much. I think it has been embarrassing, Pat. I do. I think that it was so flat. This is a Scotland team who look like they've really lacked belief. You know, going into the game, that the Germans, you know, we wondered which German team we've seen, and they've been very slick this evening.
Sane speeding forward, left-footed drive just over the crossbar, hit that powerfully, but again, rising over the frame of the Scottish goal and behind for another Scotland goal kick. Pat.
And what Stevie Clarke has to do is have to say, right, OK, it's not a game. You know, if you win and draw, you still get a fairly decent chance of going through. But on top of that, you talk about the goal difference. Germans play like this against the Swiss and the Hungarians. They're perfectly capable of scoring a few goals against them.
Yep.
We've yet to see if this is just because Scotland are very, very poor in this game, or the fact that the Germans are really good.
But it's also potentially, if you finish third, that goal difference will be compared to other groups, teams that finish third in other groups. But again, that is to worry about much further down the line. Kenny McLean caught by Emre Can.
I was thinking more of us getting second place.
Thank you, Pat.
With the goal difference.
Free kick for Scotland. 6 minutes plus added time to go. Steve Clarke has disappeared from view. Just sitting down.
4 minutes past added. You've not changed the stopwatch yet.
Yeah, well spotted. Forgot about that. Start of the second half. 4 minutes plus added time remaining. Thank you.
I've got my eagle eye on that clock. I'm trying to get it back down so Scotland don't lose any more goals.
Counting it down. Robertson to take the free kick from deep for Scotland inside the Germany half. Ball inside the penalty area. Oh, headed in! Scotland fans have something to shout about. They've scored late in this game. The bouncing ball at the far post, powerfully headed in. Scotland have a goal. The Scotland fans delirious away to our left-hand side. And Scotland have their goal from Scott McKenna, who met that ball beautifully, flashed smashing over Neuer's head. Germany 4, Scotland 1.
I thought there was a deflection as well. I thought there was a massive deflection. Not sure that was going into the box, and I think it's come off Tony Rudiger. And it's zipped past the goalkeeper there. And the Scotland fans, they're going to enjoy this little moment there. At least they've had something that they can actually go and enjoy. And the one thing that was very noticeable there, they jumped up, they celebrated, and I would say about 3,000 pints of beer went flying.
That was what I noticed, Pat. The amount of beer being wasted. They're checking for an offside.
But they do that every goal.
Yeah, on our screens at the moment, checking for potential offside leading up to a goal, but absolutely right. I mean, Antonio Rudiger's powered the header home past Neuer. McKenna did get his head to it at the far post, back across goal. Scotland fans waiting. The goal gets the all clear. Scotland have scored at Euro 2024. Antonio Rudiger with the own goal. Germany 4, Scotland 1. Just massages that goal difference a little bit for Scotland as well. Scored in the goal that the Scotland fans are directly behind.
It was almost a Mac hadn't scored.
Yes, McRudiger. Here is Rudiger with the ball at his feet for Germany. So 89th minute of the game, Scotland have a goal, it's livened the fans up, they are singing again, been well beaten in this opening game. Germany laying down a marker themselves at the start of this tournament, and Scotland back inside their own half. Will that make Germany angry as they come forward?
I don't think Scotland have actually had a shot on target though.
No, it's a good point. Lines open for 606. Give us a call after the game, 08085 909 693. Kimmich's cross deep to the edge of the box. Mittelstadt, lovely control, plays it back to Gross. Gross into the feet of Muller. You're not singing anymore, from the Scotland fans to the German fans here in Munich.
I hope they get the irony and the humour.
Yes, absolutely. 90th minute, Leroy Sané on the ball, rolls the pass into the penalty area, played back by Kimmich to Rudiger. Here's Chan with the jet black slick back hair. Mittelstadt on the left-hand side. Finds Muller. Muller's pointing, looking for runners with the ball at his feet. Wide it goes again. Cross comes in. Fulkrug with a little flick. Gundogan was right behind him. Cleared by Scotland, down by the byline on the right. Flag goes up for an offside anyway as Ralston clears. So Scotland will get themselves a free kick. Germany 4, Scotland 1. We're just waiting to see how much added time we are going to get at the end of this game.
I mean, I want to enjoy a game of football every time I see it, but as someone who's Scottish, it's been quite painful. And he's just put up 3 minutes there, and I'm not devastated by that. I'll be absolutely honest with you. And I'm really happy for the Scotland fans. I mean, they have been fabulous over the last few days here. They've come in such huge numbers, and they had nothing to cheer in the 90 minutes. Absolutely nothing. And then they are savouring this moment they're having just now.
Kimmich with the outside of his right foot plays the ball back to the German keeper. Manuel Neuer beaten this evening by a header from Antonio Rudiger. Robertson's free kick from deep, headed back across goal by McKenna for Scotland, headed in by Rudiger. Scotland on the ball inside their own half. Next up for them, Switzerland, Wednesday night, 8 o'clock kickoff. Mark the date in your diary, 8 o'clock Wednesday night in Cologne. Pat and I will be there, full commentary on 5 Live and BBC Sounds.
I've just thought a great second positive for Scotland.
Yep.
And this is pushing it. We've drawn the second half. That is pushing it.
Yeah, 3-0 at half-time. Scotland then down to 10 men just before half-time. Ryan Porteous sent off. All the reaction in the Football Daily podcast on the BBC Sounds app as Germany late on in this game, in added time, come looking for a 5th goal. What a start to the tournament for them it has been. Muller playing the ball back to Gross. Gross's curling cross, covered by Robertson. Flexes the neck muscles, heads the ball away. Kimmich chases that ball behind him, down by the byline on the right here. Germany fans leaning over the hoarding, so close to him, away to our right behind that goal. Rudiger just shuttles the ball on to Gross. Mittelstadt plays it back to Gross, chased by McTominay. Rudiger on the ball again. Scotland fans you can hear singing at the end of this game, but the 3 points going Germany's way as Kimmich gets on the ball on the right, drags it back to himself. Zane drops the right shoulder, moves infield, 30 yards from goal. Emre Can to his right-hand side. Little ball forward to İlkay Gündoğan. 1-2 with Zane. Gündoğan pace on the pass to Tar. Tar across to Zane as Flower of Scotland rings out again around the stadium here in Munich. Scotland players still chasing. They've had a real chasing this evening. Tough night for them. Zane's ball into the penalty area. Laid back to Can. Chan's curling shot finds the bottom corner. Icing on the cake for Germany. Salt rubbed into the wound for Scotland. A fifth goal, gloriously curled in. Germany 5, Scotland 1.
Do you know when they fancy scoring, they scored? And I think that's been the case the whole of the second half. So much for that win in the second half. I didn't actually feel particularly serious about that anyway. Just shows you what the quality they've got all over the park. It's been a canter, an absolute canter for Germany. And they're 5-1 up just now, and they haven't broke sweat from minute one.
Yeah, I totally agree with Pat. It's been a real stroll, popping the ball around really nicely. Rishan gets his head up. I've got to say, I think the goalkeeper Angus Gunn should do better again. Goes down a little bit too late. Chan eyes up where he wants to put it. 22 yards out, finds the corner. Game over.
Last action of the game. No more pain for Scotland tonight. Really difficult night for them in Munich. So many hopes, so many dreams, so much support coming into the tournament. It is only the first game. It was always going to be a massive challenge, but it has ended in a whopping defeat, torn apart by Germany. They've been beaten by 5-1, not helped by the red card for Ryan Porteous right at the end of the first half. It was already 2-0 to Germany at that point. Havertz stuck away the penalty. Further goals from Füllkrug and Emre Can right at the end. And the one little glimmer of joy for Scotland, the Rudiger own goal, which got Scotland on the score sheet. 2 games to come for them in the group. Switzerland next on Wednesday night. But Steve Clarke is going to have a big job on his hands to get this Scotland team back in shape for that one, Pat Neville.
Yeah, a hugely difficult job. I mean, they're supposed to be tired. They didn't perform well. Everything went against them. Don't think tactics were brilliant either. And at this moment in time, when you've just get beaten 5-1, the last thing you want to do is hang about outside in the pitch. There's no option now. The Scotland players have to go about those fans because they've been so brilliant. It's the last thing in the world you want to do, but you really should do it because they've been so brilliant. They stuck by them, and those fans will be needed again in the next couple of games. They really will be needed again.
Yep, look, the Scotland fans performed, the players didn't. They froze on the evening. They weren't helped with the ridiculous sending off of Ryan Porteous. When I say ridiculous, deserved sending off. He didn't help the team. Got to credit Germany for their performance under pressure coming into this tournament, but they smothered Scotland. They blew them away in the first half, and Pat mentioned they took the foot off the gas in the second half. I think that helped Scotland. It could have been a far wider margin than 5-1 in the end.
Well, imperious from the hosts tonight. Those players gathered inside the centre circle. German fans standing around us politely applauding. Fantastic sight actually, the Scotland players all together after this really difficult night applauding their fans, and that wonderful sea of dark blue in particular dominating those 3 tiers away to our left hand side, applauding the players and thanking them and telling them they'll be there again for the next couple of games. But a sorry night for Scotland in Munich. Opening night of Euro 2024, Germany 5, Scotland 1.
And as Ali